Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jared McKenzie. This is You Want Podcast, and hey, it's been a minute, everybody. Just wanted to give a little PSA of what's going on. I know y'all ain't seen me in a little while. I've had a lot of people message me about what's going on, and so my little PSA to that is that I just been working anywhere from 55 to 60, sometimes 65 hours a week. Been in a relationship, and my co-host AJ Crook, shout out him. Been kind of doing the same thing, and kind of doing the fatherhood, being a father and all that, and just so we needed some time off. It's been 3 months since we did our first one. In between those 3 months, besides this last month and a half, we also took another half a month off, or 2 weeks, give or take. Anyways, in that time period, we released 16 episodes. So there for a minute, we were dropping 2 to 3 episodes a week. So we just needed a break. But now we're back. We're making T-shirts, and we got a show for y'all today. I got my cousin Brett Eddington in the building.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Yeah, I'll push it back. And I got my boy Patton in the building, returning.
Hey, Jordan's a man.
Bro, let's talk about it, bro. My boy is actually moving to Dallas. Tell me about this.
Yep, heading down to Prosper, Texas. Got a little job lined up starting on the 15th next month. So pretty excited about it.
That's dope, dude. What are you going to be doing out there?
I'm going to be working for a company called Site One Landscape and shit.
Okay,
so
word.
It's going to be fun.
Bro, that's going to be lit. Being out in Dallas?
Well, a little bit north of Dallas.
It's all around the same, though.
Dallas area.
Brett's actually from Texas, man. Did you know that?
Yeah, dude.
Sporting the Cowboys. I was just talking about we all
Hell
need to come
yeah,
out and
man.
have a
Dak Prescott
game.
all the
We all
time.
go to.
Hey, he's going to take us to one this year. I believe it.
Bro.
Been saying that for a while.
Hey, I know. We all have been. We all have been. We've all been saying that for a while, but I think this is the year that Dak's going to take us all the way.
It's like being a Razorback fan right there. We're going to do it this year, though.
Yep. So have you been down to Dallas, around to the area you're going to be living at? And explored it a little bit and see how everything's going to work?
Been down to the Plano area, been around more in the Dallas area even a few times. So
yeah, bro.
It's pretty nice.
My question for you is, what is your plan to deal with that fucking traffic?
That's what I asked him earlier too, bro.
That traffic is outrageous down there. It is nothing like Arkansas does not have anything compared to Dallas, Texas interchanges on the interstate.
There's
nothing worse.
I also am going to be driving from where I'm going to be living without having to get on freeway or George Pike Turnway or anything. So
oh, dude, you're so lucky.
It's a 10-minute drive. It's not bad.
I always wonder how Dallas people.
I literally searched around apartments around from the store's location to see what I could get without having to get on a freeway.
Right, dude. Those interchanges down there are so freaking crazy. It looks like if you have a family of 4 playing Twister and they're all twisted up in amongst each other and you're trying to figure out which way goes where, it's crazy. You can never do it.
Dude, I bought a Duramax. My last ride before this one, I bought a Duramax, dude. I was 5 minutes from the dealership. They came and picked me up from Dallas Airport. 5 minutes from the dealership. It took me 3 hours to get at this 5-minute drive. It's crazy. And I always wondered, people out there that work in the city that have to take the freeway, how do they do it? Do they get up 2 or 3 hours before work?
They'd have to.
Yep.
That's
the only way to get around.
Or that's going to be some money made, dude.
They'll wake up around the time of their public transportation. What time they'd have to be at what bus for it to leave to get to where they were going at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're just happy to be back, man.
We're kicking it, dude. Just having a good old time.
Drinking some Prime.
Bring back some memories from float trips and.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about Spring River?
Or when we floated all together too.
Oh man, dude, I regret so bad missing y'all's Spring River trip. I wish I could have gone. Dude. It would have been so much fun.
I think we both mentioned something to you about going after that Cadron trip.
I just couldn't do it.
No. Let me tell you what this man did, right? So he's like, bro, you know what? Me, you, AJ, Pat, let's all do like a guys trip. And I put us all in a group message, bro. And then nobody was responding besides me and Patton, I think. I'm like, Brett, why didn't you respond? He's like, dude, my whole lady ain't gonna let me do that. I'm like, it was your idea.
Yeah, I was probably fucked up, dude.
Probably so, dude.
truthful answer.
Bro, speaking of
God,
Prime,
wouldn't that not be fun to do though, bro? I swear, dude, I would be down to do it. Like,
he'll think he's at work.
and it just means I'm having a damn good time, dude. If I'm that like out there, I'm fucking rolling through the stars right now, dude. Just living it up. So just let me go and prosper.
Rolling.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm fucking living my best life. So y'all just let me roll until I pass out. Whenever I pass out, everybody can yell and argue about who did what the night before, the next day.
So about a week or two ago, Colt Harmon, shout out my guy Colt Harmon, got on Facebook, got on my timeline. I think you seen it. I think you liked it. He was like, bro, where the podcast at? So Colt, here you go. And I just want to say something too, bro. Colt cracks me up that he goes to war with Greenbrier News You Should Know, dude. Have y'all seen it? Have y'all seen it?
I feel like he gets personally attacked in those so bad from all
I've
those
seen
people that just don't really understand how it is because they're like, oh, we want all these franchises and stuff. I'm like, we don't have the population for 90% of these, joints that they're wanting to put in.
Yeah, they're like, get an Olive Garden. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I mean, that would be cool, but
it's not realistic.
But no,
tell them, hey, we have too many car washes. We don't need another one. And they're like, oh, well, maybe we should get, how about an Olive Garden? Like, that's your fucking step up from a car wash? You think you need an Olive Garden? Like, no, dude, you might be able to get, like, a full-size Pizza Hut where you can dine in. Like, you'd be lucky if you got that. But they're fucking out of their goddamn minds.
Dude, he like, all right, so somebody posted on the Greenbrier Family News You Should Know something about, like, there was an angry customer because they had been waiting for a minute and to get their, like, food or something in the drive. Something,
that
some
happens
Karen.
everywhere, though.
Yeah,
Some
for
Karen
sure.
will
But some
complain.
Karen is tripping and, like, just, like, paragraph of just getting that Colt. And Colt, like, responds. He was like, look, you could have came back up there, talked to my manager. I would have drove. I think he lives in Cabot. I think that's what he told me. He was like, I would have drove up there. We'd have made it right. But why do you have to publicly have to do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I mean, dude's making gas cheaper, Like,
Dude,
Shout
I
out for
respect
that.
Colt.
I like going to fill up there at Colt.
I don't go nowhere else, bro. Bro, we was over there at the gas station the other day. There's this old woman. She's like,
Goddamn, fuck this bitch, dude. It gets me pissed off thinking about it. She just made me so mad.
she was a sweet woman. She's like, how
Oh,
much
whatever.
gas you think you can fill up?
lady.
You think there's a limit on this gas? But it just shows, like, I don't know. I feel like he tries to give back to the community and do stuff like that. And, like, people still want to find a way to roast him. And it's like, we were even talking, like, when he came on to my podcast, I think it was off camera. I'm like, bro, like, because, me, obviously I'm not very filtered. But when he came on there, I wanted to be, like, respectful, being a business owner and all that. People know him. And we get off camera and he was like, bro, he's like, man, we could have been like, I'm like, dude, listen, I don't want to, like, hurt rep. He's like, dude, when these people have something to say, something about me, I fire right back at them. And he damn sure does. So shout out, Colt. Thanks for coming on my podcast, by the way, brother. Anyways, so Prime, if y'all don't know, Ed is Logan Paul's drink. Well, his little brother, Jake Paul, was supposed to fight. What's his name?
Hasim Rahman Jr.
Yeah, bro. Dude pulled out. Let's talk about this.
Apparently, he couldn't get down to 205. I think that was the weight that they had signed their contract for was 205, and apparently Hasim can't get down to it. But I don't know. We just
20
figured this
pounds
out like
difference.
maybe an hour ago, so we don't have the full details. We haven't like looked 100% into it. But allegedly, from what we have seen so far, Hasim Rahman Jr. has pulled out due to him not going to be able to make 205.
But in the contract I was reading, or with a statement Jake made, he was like, you know what? He can come at 215. He can't be a weight over, though. You know what I mean? And they still pulled out. We don't know all the gist of it and all that, but I can tell you right now, me and him.
I think what you're referring to is the hydration clause. See, what was supposed to happen, Hasim was supposed to come in. He was supposed to weigh at 205, no more. Then, in the time since he weighed in up until the fight, he could not rehydrate and weigh up to a certain amount of pounds. Like, he couldn't... All of a sudden,
he loses a quarter.
Yeah,
of
he
his
couldn't.
purse.
He couldn't rehydrate up to like 230 or 240 or whatever he could have fought at.
Right.
So he had to stay underneath a specific level.
And we were just talking about, like, it was weird before we seen any of this. Before he even came over to my house, we were talking about like the disadvantages of either going up in weight classes or like dropping down. You know.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely way more disadvantages dropping down than there is going up.
As far as on your body and everything, we were talking.
Well, he's
about
a
that.
heavyweight.
Yeah,
and I believe
if
they were going
you're-
to be a cruiserweight.
Are you talking about as far as on your body? Whenever you're cutting that much
organs
water,
and
getting that
kidneys,
dehydrated,
everything.
you can't take a punch like you used to, dude.
Well, on top of it, your body's not used to it. You're talking about he's cutting down for this fight. He's not. You even see with Canelo. I mean, Canelo's a freak of nature. He's been up in weight classes, all that. But you see when he fought Bivol or whatever his name was,
Yeah.
he got wrecked, dude. Yeah. And Canelo's a bad dude to go against. You know what I mean?
I want to see him and Triple G again.
Bro, that's what's happening.
I know. I'm excited for it. Their first 2 fights were very fucking good fights.
So what
dude.
was it? Because he has 2 draws.
One of them was with Triple G. I think
And
their
he's
first
beat
fight.
Triple G once.
I think their
Or are
first
they
fight.
both draws?
Their first fight went to a draw, and their second fight, I want to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the second fight, Canelo just barely out-edged him on the scorecards and beat him by decision. But it was a super fucking close fight.
I'm ready for the Tank and Gervonta Davis.
And Ryan Garcia,
Yeah,
bro, that
bro.
fight has to happen. They have to fucking do that fight.
Yeah.
Absolutely have to.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, have you heard what he's saying right now?
Take my fucking money. They have to do that fight.
Bro, Ryan Garcia is apparently not want to do the fight unless he's the A side. Now, why would Ryan Garcia be the A side over Tank? Tank has a belt.
Ryan Garcia's probably got more followers, though.
So?
It makes a difference in box. And dude, when you're talking about promoting fights, that shit makes a difference.
Hold on a second. I don't know what happened there.
But yeah, whenever you're talking about what the fuck did I just say like 2 sentences ago? It made a lot of sense.
Oh, he has more followers, so it has more hype. But
Yeah.
you're not going to sit here and tell me Gervonta Davis is not bigger.
That's exactly why that Ryan
gotta look it
Garcia
up.
would be the A side, is because he has a bigger following.
You think?
Yeah, they both have belts.
He does call him a Instagram boxer.
They both have belts, and that's exactly why Gervonta Davis is going to
Ryan
be the B
Garcia
side.
has a belt. I don't think he does.
I'm pretty sure he does.
No.
It's not in the same weight class as Tank Davis.
Are they not?
I
I think they are.
think they might be in the same weight class, but it's belts from different promotions. You know how boxing has
Yeah,
like
yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't think he's a champ.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we are.
I'm pretty positive. This is why we need a tech guy so he can
Yeah.
figure all this
He's
shit
for
out.
pulled
sure.
this up for us right there.
Yeah, we need
All
somebody
right,
that's
so
like,
Gervonta Davis has 3.7 million followers. Ryan Garcia. Pause and the effect. Oh, he has 9 million. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Ryan Garcia gonna get knocked the fuck out.
And he may be able to do it, but that's the way like Conor McGregor nowadays, his fights,
Facts.
just because like everybody knows that he's not the top of his fucking game, and he's not. Some wouldn't even call him.
Why are you comparing it to that?
Give me a second so I can
Sorry,
finish
go
my
ahead.
comparison.
Go ahead.
So all these people that know, like, yeah, Conor hasn't won a fight in fucking 4 or 5 years, and the one fight he did was against a washed-up Cowboy Cerrone.
Okay.
So, but just because of his following by itself, just because he's such a big fucking star,
Oh, his fan base.
yeah, his fan base is so huge, he could come back tomorrow and fight for a world title.
That's what money does.
It's all about the fucking money.
So-
Yeah,
Money
but
does
here,
for
but
each
hey,
one of
but
those
wait.
fights.
But here's the difference, though. Conor McGregor is the face of UFC. Ryan Garcia is not the face of boxing.
But being the
You're right.
face comes
You're right.
You know what I'm
with the
saying?
money.
Good point.
Like, he's got
That's a
those
good
big
counter.
fights with, boxers. He's done other things.
Well, Conor, yeah, I mean, yes, for sure.
So along with that, little
But Ryan
media and
Garcia has
following
not done
clout
that.
Is more money.
But as you're seeing with Jake Paul, the reason, I mean, obviously he is going hard, and he's got my respect. He don't have everybody respect. We got my respect, but he's got the
Those are
reason
going to have
he,
more views just because of people who don't even keep up
The
with
point I
boxing
was
and
trying to
don't
make
watch
about
those.
fucking Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor.
You're absolutely right.
Wait, hold up. I had something for just now, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, man.
Excuse me, I've had a couple drinks. So, fuck, I lost it, dude. Completely lost
Fight
it.
records and fighting versus media.
But I feel what you're saying though, because what I was gonna get at is Jake Paul. All right, obviously, like he's going hard. He's gained my respect. He's knocked out some dudes, and all that. But the reason he's able to make these checks with a 5-0 record is because of how big of a following he has. But we've also never seen nothing like that in boxing.
What were we talking about? A side, B side,
Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis.
and you were saying who needs to be what,
No, Ryan Garcia wants to be the A side to that fight.
and he should be the A side. Didn't you were you disagreeing with that?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
He's not a champ.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Conor McGregor's not a champ right now. He comes back and fights for a belt, which would kind of be what Ryan Garcia is doing. He's gonna be the A side
Okay.
just because he's a bigger name.
He's not a bigger name in boxing though.
I'm saying you're telling me Tank Davis is a bigger name than Ryan Garcia.
All right. Let me let's slow down. So, you watched that Tank fight, right?
Yes,
Did you watch Ryan Garcia's last fight?
I watched highlights of it.
Did you watch the fight though?
I didn't watch the whole fight. No,
Enough said.
it doesn't matter.
Anyways, massive fight. Massive fight.
It is a massive fight, but I'm saying I don't know
what
the
he's
fuck
saying.
Yeah, I kind of got a little drunk and kind of got lost in my thoughts.
Man.
I don't remember what I was going with that. I had a fucking point, dude, and I had a good point to
point to point.
Yeah, I had a good point to prove, but honestly, I forgot what it was, so fuck it.
Let's go to a new topic. Let's talk about football coming up.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait, dude. I'm so like over the preseason and all the preseason drama and people getting hurt and signing this, signing that, blah, blah, blah. I'm just ready to get to seeing what the teams look like, even if it's just preseason.
Y'all gonna do some fantasy leagues?
Bro,
Me
we
and
would
Jared
love to
have been
do
talking
it.
about
We
it.
would love to do it.
I mean, we've been talking
I've
about
literally
it.
been talking about this with like the last 4 or 5 people.
Dude,
that
I
I've talked to.
guarantee
Here's
you.
our problem though. I would love to do that, but I feel like me and Brett are the only ones that really are hardcore into NFL.
Let's do like a $10 or $100 league, just 3 of us.
Dude,
Star one.
Actually,
See if somebody
you know
else-
what? That's not even a bad thing because we'll win the money.
Yeah, exactly. So we could do like me, you, Patton, AJ.
A few people.
AJ would be down
AJ
to
know a
do
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, AJ, he knows enough that he'd be down to do
He
it.
watches, yeah.
Who else? Who else can we get?
Uncle Chris.
I don't know who Uncle Chris is. Oh, Chris Boozer. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Uncle Chris.
I don't know. You better apologize right now.
Oh yeah, Uncle Chris, dude. I don't know how I didn't remember your name.
He's like, I'm gonna take your money though.
bro. I just seen him like 2 weeks ago. We fucking dapped it up, So Uncle Chris,
Bro, that's a guy I
know
gotta
I
get on the
said
show and have like a sports talk.
dude, that would be a
Go on
killer
for
show.
hours.
Uncle Chris, for real. You should hit up Jared.
Come on.
Y'all could come on and
And
just,
Darlene watches this at work.
y'all could come on, do an Arkansas podcast, just talking about the good old days, the fucking golden days of Arkansas sports.
Bro,
that would be a
he
fucking
got to
banging-ass
witness
episode.
when college basketball won a national championship.
That's crazy. Dude.
I know it,
I imagine
dude.
that's
It's
what
coming.
You need
It's
to get
coming
on, dude.
next, though.
Ronnie
Dude.
talks about that shit all the
Hey, I
time.
guarantee you, we send this to fucking Uncle Chris. He's coming on.
For sure.
Bet, dude. You got to do it. Got to do it.
Pat, what do you think our record is going to be this year? Football. Football college.
Well,
I'm gonna pull up the
I
schedule.
was going to say,
How many games are they playing
You
now?
know, we had a
12,
really hard
14.
schedule last year.
Bro, this schedule,
I mean, comparatively across the nation, if you ask me.
dude,
Are they playing,
this one's just as bad, bro. Because check it out. We start out with Cincinnati, okay? I know they're non-SEC, I get it, but they were in the playoff. Then we got South Carolina. So I'm just saying right off the bat, it's not cupcake teams. You know what I mean?
And Texas A&M.
A&M, Bama.
Bama right after that, Mississippi State.
BYU.
We had a little bit of maybe a
Auburn.
weekish. Auburn, Liberty, LSU, Ole Miss, and Missouri. I mean, comparatively, I just think that's a lot more tougher games than a lot of other conferences have. Though,
Absolutely.
too.
Definitely.
We always
But
get
bro,
stuck
that's
with
that's
the tough,
SEC, bro. That's
but
SEC. Everybody.
Our SEC if you think about geographically too, there's a couple teams that should be in the East that are in the West. Now that we're going to be having some new ones added on here very soon. When we get
2025.
Hey, shout out. to the
Yeah,
future.
Oklahoma
Let's
and
get it.
Texas.
That's what I'm saying. Geographically, we'll have those, which
Honestly, I
As
think
their
Texas
first start
is gonna
getting
be
in
a
the-
problem.
Bro, it blew my mind that Arch Manning is going to Texas. That blew my mind.
I think
dude.
Texas, whenever they come to the SEC, are going to be a problem, dude.
Well, if you think
I'm
about
not-
it,
you
I'm
think
not-
more than if we got
listen,
Alabama
hold
dropped
up.
out of our conference, though.
Go
I don't.
for it,
I
go
don't
for
want
it.
y'all to think that I'm saying that Texas is going to come in and just fucking like spank Alabama and Georgia and all that shit.
What did we do last
I'm not
year? I
saying
was
that,
there at that game.
but I'm saying they're going to be one of those teams that they're going to be one of those teams that like every 5, 6, 7 seasons they're going to be up there all of a sudden
That
out of
happens with
nowhere
every team.
and maybe
Every
win a
team's going to
championship.
have with
Bro, do you
like
remember
a
la-
5, 7 year? Some point they're going to have a bad year, other than obviously your Bama's, but then they're going to have one where they're going to just surprise everybody like we did last year when we beat Texas at home. I was
Yep.
at that game. It was a good game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Dude, we got to go to a fucking game, dude. We
I'm-
got to
that's
go
So
to
I
the
said we
Hey.
need to go to Jerry World.
I'm
down, bro. I'm down.
Too. I'm down too.
A&M and Arkansas.
Listen, we have to get a date set that we're going to order tickets, and we'll get all the money together and order the tickets at the same time. That way we know for sure who all's going, everybody's going. It's locked in. Let's do it.
Dude,
Dude, we could do it. We could take GoPros and do a fucking vlog
Ride trolleys.
on the goddamn fucking game.
bro, I wanted to
Would
just
that not be badass?
yes, I just wanted to say something real quick. We're talking about Texas. You said obviously they're not gonna whoop Alabama and all that, but the last time I seen a Texas team come in the SEC, it was A&M, and A&M lit it up. Of course, they had Manziel and they had Mike Evans, but I'm gonna tell you right now,
Johnny
nobody,
freaking football. Shout out to
nobody expected A&M to go off like that. You know what I mean? What team?
Johnny Manziel was fucking
Literally,
that is
incredible.
one name is the dynasty of A&M and SEC just this far, in my opinion, as far as phenomenal team-wise. Otherwise, they've
What did
been
you
just
say?
kind of average. A&M,
Is what?
for the most part of their being in,
Excuse me.
our conference and everything, I would say the Manziel era was kind of their highlight. If you wouldn't
Actually,
agree. No?
Yes, but a
Yes or
year
no?
before that, not this year, but the year before that, they kind of got robbed and going into the playoff because Notre Dame
I wouldn't
got in.
disagree.
But yeah, for sure. Because Manziel being a rookie, nobody knowing him. First year A&M was in the SEC. They beat Bama, bro.
That's what solidified their year in that era, and
For
in
sure.
my opinion, versus anything in the recent past.
That's what I'm saying. So that's just crazy. I don't know, but it's exciting to see. I don't think OU is a 4-team playoff team in the SEC. I say they could probably be 6-4, something like that.
I'll just tell you this right now. I don't see OU or Texas in the next 5 to 7 years being a Bama dominating force in the SEC.
Well, who do you see in our conference being a Bama? Like,
Pretty much nobody till Saban leaves Bama.
I mean Georgia, but they're East. You know,
I think it's going to go back and forth between
Georgia,
and Alabama for a long time.
Auburn too. Sometimes.
Florida. I'm gonna tell you who I am nervous. Okay, obviously, I think Bama's gonna beat us, no doubt. I'll tell you the other team I'm real scared about, Ole Miss. What are you doing?
Messing with your equipment.
I'm getting my earphones working right so I can hear on both sides.
Gotcha. They were now?
Yeah, they're getting better.
Cool.
It's true.
Ole Miss though.
If you'd let me keep fucking with it, I could get it perfect.
Hey, we're just glad to be back, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, dude, and I'm pretty sure me and Patton are glad you brought us on.
Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to have you on.
Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to come on too, dude. Like,
I had Patton on a episode 2. It was really directed towards Elijah Uncle Funk. Shout out him. But
yeah.
So it's glad to have him on there, and he's about to leave, bro. We are definitely coming to see you in Dallas for sure.
dude, we got to do
we
a
will
show
be
down there.
having a blast together. We
We're
do
gonna-
a show at the hotel before you go out for the night.
Oh, exactly, dude. We do a podcast right before the game, bro. Go for like a little,
Talk the sports, and then we can
dude,
have
we
a
can
little
get a
recap
GoPro,
next time you have.
get a wireless GoPro we could walk around with and
Vlogging.
film like the tailgating a couple
Yeah.
hours before the game, like all the bullshit going on, shotgun
Yeah.
and beers with everybody. go film all that, then do a podcast at the fucking game. It'd be lit as shit.
It would be.
It would be dope, dude.
With our little foam fingers. Dude. I'm gonna paint my buddy, Arkansas. We gonna do it. Hogs. We need some.
We
your
could
dad.
do a Dallas game too. I don't give a shit.
So it's me, Brett, you,
Rodney,
and your dad.
Rodney be the big O.
Yeah. If y'all wondering why I'm wearing a hoodie too, I got my house cold. You're blowing snowflakes in this thing.
Yeah, it's about 64 in here right now, easily. But
One of the best AC units I've seen in a while.
some of us are pretty warm-blooded motherfuckers, so we like to keep it cold.
Bro, my girl is like opposite.
Really?
You know what I mean, yeah, bro.
Dude, not gonna lie, my wife
Women
is the
love
same
it when
way.
it's like 73 or more in the house.
Maddie's
They
the
always
same way.
complain when you're like, can we get it like
Whenever I go
68?
to
So is my
work,
mom.
dude. Whenever I go to work, like I'll wake up in the morning and my shit's usually on like 69. Which whenever I wake up, I want to go in, take a shower, but I know when I get out, I'm gonna be cold, so I'll bump it up to like 72.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll leave it on before I go to work. I'll come home, it'll be set on fucking 75. I'll walk in and like break a sweat, and I was like, God damn it, I've been hot all fucking day.
Women will be like, 74.5 is just perfect. I'm too cold otherwise.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I've been out in 100-degree weather all fucking day,
Do you
dude.
realize how
And
hot
y'all-
it's been outside right now?
Yeah, exactly, dude. And you're like, y'all want me to come home to 74 degrees in the house? And I'm like, no, dude, 69 bare fucking minimum. Minimum 69.
Minimum.
Everybody go find a fucking blanket because it's getting cold in this bitch right now. Every time, dude.
I'm also really excited for our basketball. Bro, we had the second
Good
best
recruits for both.
Yeah, we got the second best recruits behind Duke, and the Duke coach just retired. Our portal was even greater, and if our coach was able to bring the team we had last year to Elite Eight, he's done it twice in a row. But just imagine, I mean, it is the March Madness tournament. Anything could happen, but I'm telling you right now, out of all the coaches we have, and out of all the faith I have of anybody winning a national championship at Arkansas within the next year or two, it is the Hogs in basketball.
Dude, I would love to be into the college basketball and basketball in general as much as you, but I just can't fucking do it.
Can you
got
honestly
better
say
about
you've
it, though.
not been
Yeah,
to
I mean,
a
definitely.
game on
Over
hill,
the
though?
past couple seasons, hanging out with you and like you talking about it and shit, it has opened me up to a little bit where every now and then, if I know the Hogs are playing a big game or whatever, I'll sit down and watch it and whatnot, which it has grown on me a little bit, but still.
What were you saying?
So you've
It's
not
football.
been to a game on the hill, is what you're saying?
Do what?
You've not seen a game on the hill in basketball?
A game on the what?
On the hill. You know,
No.
it's like battle on the hill.
No, I have
You
not.
haven't? Have you?
Do what?
Have you been to an Arkansas game?
Yeah. Oh, no, not a basketball game, no.
Oh man, you gotta go. It's a fun experience. Whenever it's a big stakes game or something.
Oh, no doubt.
It's crazy.
No doubt it would be a good time. I'm just saying, from like a sports perspective,
never
in
liked
itself,
basketball.
Yeah, I've never like found basketball as an enjoyable sport. I'm not saying that you can't go to the game and have a good fucking time because, dude, you can go to any fucking
Well, I'm
game.
like
I don't
that with
care,
baseball.
I don't care what sport it is. You can go to any fucking game and have a great time.
Arkansas
say-
Travelers game.
Yeah,
I hate
exactly.
baseball, but I would love to go to that.
Yeah, you can go
I
up
would
there
never
and have
watch
a
a
great
Travelers
time.
game on TV, but
But
I'd
I'm just
probably-
saying, for me-
like you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, basketball, it's not a sport that I've ever been like really big on. I've paid attention to it a little more now since like Arkansas has been coming
Okay.
up in the.
Here's an option for you. If you had to go to a golf match or go watch a Razorback basketball game, which would you go to?
I'm gonna choose
easy.
the Razorback basketball game.
Okay.
That's
So-
just because, but that's another reason I haven't been to many of them. I've been to like one my entire
my
life.
point's still proven pretty easy. Just as somebody in Arkansas, it's like, would you rather go watch a golf match in the heat, or would you rather go watch a basketball game?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go
indoors?
watch the basketball game because I'm gonna go up there, drink beer, have a good time. and
Exactly.
shit. Yeah, and then at the end of it, I might even fucking have picked up something about basketball that I like and might start watching the sport more in the future.
Go down to
So-
Dixon.
What's that one player we had? I don't know if he was on the team this year or he didn't play as much, but last year he was that 7'3" guy we had, white guy.
Oh, the big old tall lanky dude.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. I cannot think.
Well, let's just be honest. He was kind of that impression as a player.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say my dad. All right, I'm 5'9", 5'10" My dad is 5'5", bro. He said he went to a game and he was sitting kind of like they were pretty close, But my dad was standing up, and this dude was sitting down, and my dad was like, I was looking over him. Vanderfield? Or
Some with a V. I think you're right.
Vanderbilt.
No.
not Vanderbilt, the school.
Vancouver, something like that.
I have no
That's
idea.
what we have technology for.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, we need to get like a little fucking somebody to sit back here behind the computer to pull shit up for us. Mount a TV on the wall.
Like Jamie for Joe Rogan?
Yeah, exactly. Mount a TV on the wall. Somebody to pull everything up for us.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude,
Connor
you can have
Vanover.
Savannah do it.
Yeah. What is it?
Connor Vanover.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
from Little Rock, actually.
Yeah, I think he played somewhere else, and our coach got him to come out there. But yeah.
Only played in 15 games in 21-22 season.
Bro, what if we got a TV, mounted it up right
Hey.
there
That would be dope.
with the fucking computer to pull shit up?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we could do that pretty easily.
I need to get an editor,
Just
dude.
HDMI.
Yeah, exactly. It would be super fucking easy.
I want to do something like True Jordy does. Like, how we were going to attempt to watch that fight, but like True Jordy and all them do that. Like,
We could just do a projector. Make it bigger on the wall.
But like,
Scoot the lights closer.
have you ever watched like Joe Rogan and his old fight companions? If it was like a fight, if it was on the prelims, a fight that they didn't give a shit about, they would not acknowledge that the fight was going on unless something crazy happened. They would
we're
just
watching it.
they would literally just shoot the shit about whatever, talk about aliens, God knows what. It would literally be a Joe Rogan podcast.
What do you think about aliens? Since you
Unless
said
it was a super big fight
get
going
into
on.
this.
Hey, this is a topic
Unless
I
it
want to
was-
talk
unless it-
about.
yeah, hey, we'll get to it. But I'm saying, unless it was like a really big fucking fight, nine times out of 10, they were not talking about the fight whatsoever. I think the night that we tried to do that, that was our problem. We were trying to talk too much about the fights whenever we should have just been bullshitting until the fights that we wanted to see rolled around. I think we could try it again and do a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's even crazier about that? We never even pushed record.
Right now?
No. On
Oh,
that.
yeah, that night.
We're definitely recording.
No. What fight was that?
It was the one, I don't remember what card it was. I want to say it was Ngannou versus Gone. It was the one that Tony Ferguson knocked out Michael Chandler.
You're right.
Yeah, we were over at
So
your
I
house.
know I paid attention to that one.
Yeah.
Who was the main card?
I'm saying I don't remember. I want to say it might have been Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, or Dustin Poirier, one of the two. I think it was Gaethje though.
Yeah, Gaethje.
I think it was Gaethje.
Because
Whenever,
I watched the Poirier Charles Oliveira in Colorado. I was like, bro, I swear Poirier's gonna get. Poirier's about due for a new fight.
Oliveira's already fighting
I
again.
know
Dude.
he's a dog.
That's what I like to see in the UFC. I like to see an active champion. A lot
Yeah.
of these champions, they become the champ, and then all of a sudden they'll start fighting once a year.
Yeah, the big pay per view ones. I swear.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I like. I know we were talking about
Dude,
UFC.
that's what I like about Alexander Volkanovski, the guy that beat Max Holloway at the last fight night at my house. I think you were pretty much asleep through that one.
Yeah, I was not.
Yeah.
I was definitely not present at that one.
But there was, dude, you were awake. There were some moments where fucking Alex was beating the fuck out of Max, and you were like, "Yeah, dude, like I told you this guy was gonna win." There
I
was
said that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. You were like,
did.
well, you don't know Max Holloway, but let
You
me
did at the
tell you,
beginning.
I didn't know him.
but at the beginning of that fight, I did think Max Holloway was gonna win just because of how the first two fights went. But Alexander Volkanovski whooped his fucking ass, dude.
All right.
Bad.
Here's a question for the both of y'all. What do you think's the best fight night that y'all have both seen?
in the year,
Just together.
UFC or boxing?
UFC.
I don't know, dude. The best one I've seen with Jared.
Oh, with us together.
Yeah, because I was thinking we've seen some at like B-dubs or different places
Yeah.
that I haven't seen.
I got a few. I would say Tony Ferguson getting knocked out like that was pretty crazy.
That was pretty nuts.
The one where boy they kept checking his eye.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the dude that's fighting tonight. No, it wasn't. I can't think of his name, so we're just gonna discard that. Probably what else?
McGregor versus Cowboy.
Oh, dude, and that's a funny story because we're at B-dubs, bro.
Yeah.
and he's a Conor hater, and I'm not a huge Conor guy.
Hey,
but
I'm not a Conor hater, bro. I'm not a Conor hater. Back in the day, whenever he was fighting at featherweight, he was the GOAT.
Okay, at that point, at that night.
But at the point of the night, I was a Conor hater just
And
because.
he's looking at the other table like, they're all like, Connor's gonna whoop his ass. Brett goes, fuck y'all.
Yeah,
Cerrone's gonna go in there and win. How long it took him?
I was hardcore on Cowboy. I was out there flipping everybody the bird. I was like, fuck everybody. Cowboy's about to work Connor over.
It was like 40 seconds.
Yeah, and about 40 seconds in, Connor had Cowboy TKO'd. And
Brett said it's about time to tab out.
Yeah. I told him, hey, you know, I would like to pay for my shit so I can leave because I'm pretty pissed off that my guy just lost, blah, 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 blah. Then the bartender tells me, the chick that's like working the bar that we've been sitting at all night, she says, oh, sir, we lost your card.
Oh, God.
I was like, you what? And I was like, well, I'm fucking leaving here. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. You lost my fucking card. Find it and fucking pay for my shit so I can leave. And they were like, no, we're going to have to call the cops, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, somebody's going to find my card back there or some bodies are about to fucking drop in this bitch.
Poor Whitney.
Oh, yeah. Whitney Burr, if you're listening to this right now, I apologize deeply.
And we're going to go ahead and give you a shout out.
Yes. Hey, you need it. You took it like a champ because I straight up.
We were drinking Hunch Punch before we walked in there.
Yeah, we were. Okay.
We actually lost it, too.
That's got to put it in perspective a little bit. We were 10 out of 10 fucking shit-faced whenever we got to B-Dubs. Then we stayed there for about 4 hours.
Straight percent crooked.
Yeah, just absolutely
Bro, we actually
wasted.
left you there.
Yeah, you did.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me re-clear that.
Well, I kind of told y'all.
Me and Wilcox were in a truck, and we were like, it's time to go. And he goes, and
they're trying to leave because I'm inside the bar losing my fucking mind because they done lost my wallet, telling me they're going to call the cops because I can't pay, which I gave them my fucking card to start a tab on.
I think we paid them, though.
Yeah, they actually found my card.
Oh.
I actually went back and got it.
But
like
the
2
point
days later.
is we were leaving. Brett gets in the truck with me and Wilcox. We go to leave. He goes, no, turn around. I'm going. He's like a little gremlin. We go back in there, and we're going to let him go in there and get his card, you know? He was like, see y'all fuckers later. We're like,
yeah.
All right.
And
I get a call. I get a call from
45 on me too, dude. I cannot believe y'all left me there.
I get a call, bro. Listen. I get a call from Wilcox the next morning, right? Him and Dovey rolling up to the farm, right?
Oh, Dovey. Gotta love some Dovey.
Shout out Dovey. But we're rolling up to
Dovey.
they're rolling up to the farm. They call, brrr. I'm like, hello. They're like, bro, you ain't gonna believe this. It's like, what's up? They're like, Brett is passed out on a chair at my barn. No shoes on. I'm like, what? Did he go ride?
Oh, dude, hold up. Let me take it back real quick.
Whoa,
so, like,
Brett.
2 days before, we have our fucking Christmas party at work. They bring a trailer of, like, Redhead, you know the brand, like the boot brand, Redhead?
You didn't have a trailer load of redheads, what you just said?
No.
Oh, okay.
They,
Just clarifying
Red
that for the
Wings?
audience.
the company Redhead, like the boot brand.
Oh, yeah.
They brought a semi-trailer and their whole catalog to our Christmas party at work, and they were like, you can get whatever kind of boots you want, blah, blah, blah. It's on us. It's y'all's Christmas present, so whatever. I got like a $340 pair of boots, like some nice-ass fucking boots, which were the boots I was wearing whenever we were out at B-Dubs, and I told all them to get fucked.
They're not broke in either.
Yeah, like I had to have these boots for fucking 2 days. Bro, I walked from Buffalo Wild Wings in Conway 7 fucking miles, drunk as fuck and just fucked up out of my mind. Walked 7 miles
West Cattern.
to Jordan Wilcox's farm.
Sounds like a day-long excursion that you just
Dude,
really
no, it was the
enjoyed.
middle of the night excursion. I got to Wilcox's farm probably 5 o'clock in the morning.
Did you watch sunrise before you fell asleep out there?
Yes, I did. The sun was coming up. I was sitting on a chair. Fucking, I had his well faucet or whatever. I was drinking water out of that, trying to get hydrated.
Trying to not be so dehydrated the next day.
Yeah, no shit. And then they pulled up and they were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I was like, "Wilcox, I made it back, dude." And I was like, "What's up?" It was a good fucking time,
Bro,
dude.
and then the funny thing is
At
they
least you
told
weren't
me.
driving back there.
Do what?
So at least you weren't driving back there.
Yeah, I didn't drive. I walked.
You know?
Dude, the funny thing is they were like, dude, he sat in a chair that was right next to cooling AC room, but he decided he's just going to sit
Yeah,
in his
dude.
chair.
So his
That's how
barn,
Arkansas boys do it. We don't care. As long
his
as we can get
barn has
somewhere.
like an indoor bathroom and like not really a kitchen. It has like a beer fridge in it, but a bunch of tool benches and whatnot. But it's all
I know
AC.
exactly what you're talking about. I've been there.
Oh yeah,
I've known Wilcox for years.
Yeah,
man.
you know that.
Hey,
Martin.
hey, talk to him, not at him.
Hey, yeah, talk to me, not at me, bro. So you know that, Martin. But
This
anyways,
is what it's like dealing with
where
women.
he keeps his fucking beer fridge and all that shit at, dude, I literally pulled up a chair right in front of the fucking door and slept outside. Like a complete fucking idiot.
Classic Brett.
Yeah.
I've had some good times there.
Oh,
Listen,
Hanging out
for
with
sure.
Wilcox.
Dude, Seth, that's what he always used to say. Whenever I get too fucked up, I get on my raccoon shit and I would just take off.
Bro, he goes for walks. This guy goes for walks.
Listen, I have a
Climbs
couple
trees
times.
like a raccoon. Steals stuff out of the trash. What are you talking about, you little raccoon?
Nah, bro, like I'll just
He's
sneak
saying
off.
he's a gremlin.
I'll just sneak off and go missing and come up with something, and I'm
You
like,
little
what the fuck
schmeagle,
is
and
this?
you'll come back and be like,
Bro, coots are
Yeah,
pain,
pretty
man.
much, bro. I'll come back on some fucking demon shit, like. I then went and got a hold of something.
Bro.
Yeah,
got some
bro, it's
stories,
just about
too.
having a good time.
Can you disclose any of your stories?
shoot, we got too many stories to go through to be putting out there on everybody.
Listen, can I ask you about a
We
story?
don't have. I don't know if
Yeah,
we're gonna have
yeah.
enough time to go through as many stories
Patton.
as we probably
We're
could.
just
on
asked for
all-
one.
on
Patton,
all of us.
Patton. I have a story that I want to ask you about.
Do it.
All right. I just need to know right now that you're going to answer all these questions to the truth.
To the truth.
Do we
Yes.
need to get bust out the Quran?
We might. You might
It's
have to
right
put your
there,
hand
I
on the
see it.
Quran.
You have to put it on the Quran.
I need you to put your hand on the Quran that you're going to answer all these questions truthfully.
Because this is something that, like, I don't, really particularly believe. So,
None of us
it's like-
particularly believe in any of that.
Yeah, so it's whatever.
So I was just saying, the action of this is kind of a moot and useless.
Anyways,
Yeah, I know.
ask him the question.
Anyways, bro, I just want to. It's not really a question. I just want to hear about, like, from start to finish, your trip to the Spring River involving Maddie
yeah.
Hall.
With Jared.
I just want to know everything that happened between you and Maddie Hall. That's what I'm interested in.
Bro to bro, pretty much not shit. Other than me acting a fool on the river.
Really? Because I honestly thought you were going to bag her that weekend, dude. I was pulling for you.
Thought it was going to happen, but, just me being an idiot once I got out on the Spring River. For the
Hey,
first
bro, ain't no
experience
shame in
ever.
that. I've
You know
made
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro. I made an ass of myself at the Spring River so many fucking times. Hey, he can
You gotta
vouch
get
for
in
it.
the camera, dog. Here.
Get in the camera.
There you go.
more.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry.
But anyway, yeah, Jared can vouch for it. I've acted like a fucking ass at the Spring River many times. This shit just happens.
Just getting out there, getting roasted in the sun, too.
Dude, it's a good time though,
Man,
ain't it?
he felt
It's
bad.
it's a float like you've never been on in your entire life.
Bro, he has
Hey,
been on the
I
float.
was so excited because I'd never done the DJ Moon float.
I was
That's
trying to
the
explain
difference,
it.
though. That's the difference. You may have floated Spring River, but if you haven't floated with DJ Supermoon, bro,
I was telling him
It's a
that.
completely
I was
different
telling him that the
Different
whole
float
time.
Experience.
He's like, "Whoa, this dude's awesome." He's like throwing pickles.
yeah, bro, it's a completely different experience.
But it was dope.
But you got to do it at least once every couple years.
A couple of times. You got to do
Yeah,
it, not
bro.
just once.
But what I was trying to
I haven't got to do it at all this year. I'm pretty jealous.
what I was trying to tell Patton, he felt like
invited you.
I know, bro.
he got a baby.
Yeah.
No, I
He got a
couldn't.
baby.
I
He got a
couldn't.
baby and all that. Like,
Dude, I got a wife and kid. It's hard. I can't just
understand
fucking.
that.
I've learned
Yeah.
something being in a relationship now too. It's a thing called risk versus reward.
Exactly, dude.
But no, dude, he felt bad. He was like, "Man, I really made a fool of myself." I'm like, "Bro, don't even feel bad. It's your first time floating with DJ Moon. Don't even let that, don't even trip about it." And you remember I think I called Brett and he was like, "Oh, it was just his first time. It's all
Yeah,
good."
bro.
AJ even said the same thing, bro.
You should have seen me my first time. I thought I was at work the entire time. I was so fucked
You want to
up.
elaborate on that one, Jared?
Yeah.
Or do you
want me
want
to tell
Hey.
it? I could tell it the best.
Yeah, go
I
ahead
feel like
and
if
tell
we're
it.
gonna
Go ahead and tell
be
it.
doing Spring River stories, we got to hear some more.
All right. So me, AJ, Brett, a girl we know, and her friend, we all go float, and we had been getting blasted, pre-gaming, if you will.
Bro,
That's a
hold
better
up,
way to.
Hold up. I think you should back it up all the way until that Friday we're leaving Evatt and go from there. Everything that happened the whole way there.
Oh,
Every stop we made, every fucking deal we made. If you want to get it that into it, if you want to tell it, I think you should tell it in full. Because I'm pretty sure by now, most everybody knows about that story. All the shit we were
Are you
doing.
sure?
Yeah. I'll start it off if you want.
Listen, we picked up a care package, if you will. And this care package had us twisted on the way to the Spring River. I passed out. You might have been.
I was in and out.
Yeah, in and out. And
I was backed up.
Consciousness was not there the entire drive.
Yeah, I slept a little bit of the way there. Like after we realized. Okay, so on the way there, we get most of our shit around like Searcy Cabot, and then we have about a 2-hour drive after that. We're in AJ's truck. I'm pretty sure you were driving, weren't you?
I was passed out.
Okay, so we're in AJ's truck.
I'm glad you weren't driving your passed out.
AJ's driving. Jared's passed out. I was pretty much fucking passed out, but I remember we stopped at a Walmart, got a couple things like camping supplies and whatnot. Then we're talking about, hey, we should probably stop somewhere and get alcohol before we get up there. Like, that way we're set for the weekend, don't have to leave the campsite, none of that shit, blah, 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 blah. The whole time, Jared's telling us, yeah, dude, there's this old church that turned it into a liquor store.
It's true. We can't ever find it.
So he's telling us about this church. He's like, yeah, it's right before we get to Many Islands. It's right before we get there. So we go up there. Jared passes out. We never found this liquor store. So I'm fucked for the next day. I have no alcohol. All we have is like the little bit of shit that AJ bought and some beer that Jared bought. But I didn't have any alcohol, so I was kind of upset. So we get there. We check in, get to our campsite. There was some of Jared's friends were already up there. They already had their
Imagine that. You went somewhere and Jared knew some people. That just always happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, we knew they were up there.
It's a fact.
Yeah, we knew they were up there. We were going up there to kick it with them. We were camping beside them or whatever. But they already had all their shit set up, like, completely, you know. So we get there. We half-assed set our shit up. And on the way there, we left our job site at Jacksonville at like 3:30 that afternoon, or more like 5 that afternoon. We went to Cabot, which is like 8 miles up the road. We go to Cabot, and we buy some of the very best, I don't know what you want me to call them, recreational fucking Kit Kat bars that we had ever had in our entire life.
And before he goes on, this was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah, this has been fucking ages ago.
But yes.
Back when we were children. But anyway, they were some of the best bars we had ever had. So they were, whenever we were told that they were like quadruple stacked with some cologne crushed up into them. They were supposed to be a green bar, but we got them and they were more like brown. But you could tell like somebody had been doing some chemistry to them. So we get them. Me and Jared, we both take a couple as soon as we get them. We meet up with AJ. AJ's driving, so I don't think he took one that night.
I don't know.
On the way up there because he was driving. But anyway, we stopped at Walmart, got some shit to like cook for fucking dinner and whatnot while we were camping. But the whole time, Jared had been talking about this church that was a liquor store now that we never fucking passed by. That he kept saying, "Oh yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there." We never passed by it. We go straight to the campsite, get checked in, and they're like, "Yeah, nobody can leave because it's past a certain time." Blah 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 blah. So Jared goes and he sets up his fucking hammock, and at this time he is fucked up. So
I'm on the other, like where our campsite is at, bro. I'm on the opposite, bro.
Yeah, he's hundreds of yards away, just out there in a hammock by himself, just kicking it. That's where he sets up his hammock and he goes to sleep. Me and AJ, I half-ass put up mine. Actually, dude, I wish AJ was here. He has a funny-ass video of me like laying halfway in my hammock, just fucked up, falling out of the tree. It's so funny. But anyways, so I set my hammock up like half-assed as best as I could because by this point I was absolutely wrecked. So AJ, he's feeling bad about me not having no alcohol. So we were like, fuck it, dude, let's have a good time tonight. We were at Many Islands. They don't really have a curfew. So we start going from campsite to campsite, getting everybody riled up, just having a good fucking time, dude. Rednecks getting drunk. There was at one point, me and AJ were standing in the bed of somebody's truck. We were holding our cups up, yelling, "Get fucked up," and everybody around us was yelling. And so we would yell, "Get fucked up," and everybody around us, they would be like, "Stay fucked up." Dude, it was crazy. And it was on some random ass person's fucking truck.
So
I started blacking out, so I somehow make it back to the fucking my hammock that was halfway hung, and then I crawl in it. That's where AJ gets a video when I'm fucking just not in this hammock, sleeping on the ground.
So
we wake up the next morning, right? We slept in because we had gotten really fucked up. We wake up the next morning, And Jared and everybody's like, "Oh shit, it's fucking like
it's time to go."
Yeah, we gotta get up and go right now to get on the shuttle bus to get on the fucking float to like float with everybody. So AJ, being the friend that he is, and knew that I didn't get to stop and get alcohol because we never found the fucking liquor store. He just so happened to come across somebody's bottle of fucking something laying around.
They gave it to him. Yeah,
somebody gave it to him or something.
Or something.
But anyway, so he pours it in a water bottle, gives it to me. We get on the shuttle bus, and we're like, hey, this is just sweet tea. Fuck you. We're going. And they let us go. They were like, okay, it's sweet tea. So we get back there. We get on the bus. Me and Jared, we immediately do 2 hits of Molly. Just on the shuttle to go to the float, bro. We do 2 hits of Molly. Before this, I'm talking about.
Golly, bro.
This is 9:30 in the morning. Like, not even 10 o'clock in the morning yet, dude. We're first waking up, and we're already drinking bottles and
so
taking
this is where I'm
so
gonna
much
take
Molly.
control of the story. So
'Cause
we
this
are
is
on
where I
a
start
raft,
blacking out.
bro. Me and AJ, we're on the back of the raft paddling. He's up there in La La Land. Got our other 2 people. All of a sudden, he looks at AJ. He said, hey, man, I done checked the Connex. There ain't no flex connectors. I look at AJ. AJ looks at me. He goes, this dude thinks he's at work right now.
I did too, bro.
So we played it off. We let him do it, right? Well, if you ever go to the Spring River, they have like periodic stops and all that where they have a DJ, they're kicking it and all that. And anyways, all of a sudden, Brett decides he's going to jump up out the raft, all right? Just jumps up out of it. We're like, we need to go get him. Me and AJ are like, dude, screw him. He'll figure it out. All of a sudden, we hear, hey, motherfucker, that's my paddle. We're like, what? We look over there. Brett's over there taking this paddle, trying to bend it, bro. Trying to bend this paddle, Patton. We're like, what are you doing? He was like, I thought y'all told me to bend a 90 in this pipe. We're like, bro, you're not at work, man. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was just trying to run conduit, bro.
Bowled up ass dude, bro.
That's what that did to him.
Yeah. But anyways, we give him a paddle back. We're like, I'm sorry.
We're
like, sorry, dude. Like, he thinks he's at work. He's like, don't you bring him next to me again. We're like, cool. Finally, like, get in this thing. You know, he finally gets in it, right? AJ's like, hey, bro, should I tell Brett he bent that 90 and it was unlevel? I'm like, AJ, shut up.
Let's keep his mind where he's at work.
Dude,
so the point is, Spring River is lit, and if it's your first time and you mess up and you're feeling a certain type of way, Patton can speak on it, I can speak on it, Brett can speak on it.
Most definitely.
Do not feel bad. And another disclosure,
Shit happens.
all the stuff we just talked about was 4 years ago, and I'm on a different page.
Oh,
So
yeah,
is he.
most definitely, dude. I haven't been in Spring River in 2 years now. Unfortunately, I would love to go back, but I would love to go back now that we're all in more mature minds.
I'm not going without my girl.
Yeah, most definitely. You have to take your old lady.
I
I'm
have
gonna
to.
say I haven't been on a float trip with you in a while without.
We ain't had no rain.
That's true.
How are we supposed to go float when there ain't no water, man?
I'm really glad we
We've
knocked
had some
out.
good ones this year though.
Yeah, I'm glad we did it when we did it. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
that float that the 3 of us went on, that was a badass float, dude. I had a great
I was
time.
enjoying.
I had a
that
great
float,
time.
for
Didn't
sure.
we put in at 65 and go to Bubblelucha on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great float. It really
Yeah,
was.
we pulled up. There were some guys out there, like some just rednecks, some crackheads.
Backwoods.
Oh, yeah. But they're like, you want to take a shot? We're like, yeah. You know what I mean? Bro, me and Brett seen, you want to tell them this one? What we seen the other day?
Oh, yeah, at Bubblelucha?
Yeah.
Dude, so me and Jared go to Bubblelucha. It's like, it was like on a Thursday, wasn't it? It was after work. It was like, it was during the week.
Had
It
to
was
be
after,
Thursday. Because
Yeah.
it's your Friday.
Yeah. So it was during the week. It was had been a hot ass day. So me and Jared, he gets off about an hour after I do because he works 12s like a fucking beast. But anyway,
And a 10.
so I got off work. I went home. We had already talked like around lunchtime about going swimming or whatever just because it was so fucking hot. So I went home, changed. He got off. He went home, changed. We go to Bubblelucha. We're going to go swimming, right? And you know where it is. Like you pull down there, there's a boat ramp where you can like launch canoes or catch canoes. But there's a trail that goes back to the rope swing.
Yeah, we just went on too long ago.
All right, bet. Yeah. So you know where it's at. So me and Jared, we pull up in the parking lot, like at the top of the hill, and we're going to park because the water was super low and we didn't want to fuck up any more suspension on the rocks, like honestly. So we were like, fuck it, we'll just walk it. We get out, there's this chick walking up the fucking hill, but immediately knows short ass hair, like short, like
Skinny too.
yeah, like a fucking 0 to a 2 fade and a 2 on the top, short fucking hair.
She looked like, it looked like a lesbian, really.
Yeah, it looked like a fucking haircut I would get, dude. It was bad. It was really bad. So then, and she's fucking, I mean, we weren't like checking her out super bad.
So,
they were just.
if you guys were both in prison, you'd be her bitch.
Probably not, because she was about fucking 5'8", and I could whoop that motherfucker's ass. But anyways, so I noticed this dude was flat chested or whatever, and I was like, all right, you know, she ain't my fucking type. I ain't even gonna look no more. Then, as me and Jed are unloading our like towels and getting our beer and shit, this fucking dude that is in a fucking 2-piece bikini that we thought might have been just a lesbian ass chick, all of a sudden he's like, hey, can you unlock the car?
I'm not lying, bro. That's what he did.
Deep as fuck. He's like, hey, can you unlock the car? And he's with 2 pretty good looking fucking chicks.
Yeah.
So me and Jared, like, neither one of us said anything about it at the time. We're like, okay. We walked down to the water, like, fucking thank God they're leaving. We didn't have to deal with this shit. So we go down to the water, and immediately there's a bunch of crackheads down there, and they were like, oh my God, did y'all see the dick on that dude? They were like, I bet he had a bigger dick than anybody out here. He was wearing that 2-piece, that motherfucker was just hanging out. They were like, he had a big ass dick, just bigger than everybody else's out here. It was the funniest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. These crackheads were going nuts over the size of this tranny's fucking cock.
Crackheads are the best sometimes.
Dude, they are. There's nothing better than a Bubbalucha crackhead. Every time we go down there, like the last time we went down there and the dude was like, yep, he was like, here, smoke me. Talking to his old lady, trying to get his old lady to beat the shit out of him. This old ass motherfucker, dude, you could tell he was a crackhead. He was missing teeth, talking about just got out of prison or whatever. And he was up there with a black eye, like had bruises on his face. And then we gave him a couple shots or whatever and kicked it with him for a minute, swam with him. Then all of a sudden he starts telling his old lady to hit him in the face, like hard, like full power, punch this dude in the face. We were like, bro, no, we don't want to see none of that. Like, y'all fucking take that to your own house. It was fucked up.
All right, we're going to take a little break for the sponsors, and we'll come right back to you.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we interrupted the podcast to tell you I got some sponsors, or some people I want to shout out. First off, Fat Burger, Greenbrier. I believe there's a new location in Conway. My boy Colt Harmon came on here. A delicious burger. They got great deals. Dude's always giving out to community. If you're ever hungry around the Conway, Greenbrier area, you should go check it out. You're definitely going to get your buck for what you get. The burgers are like this big. Fries are phenomenal. Also, there goes a hand. Also, if you're in Greenbrier, you're running low on gas. You don't want to pay that inflation tax price on gas. Also, go see my boy Colt Harmon's Colt's Quick Draw. They're going to be the cheapest one in town, and they're going to save you your buck for your dollar on that. Also, wanted to point out Clendon and Auto. Sorry. They're good on, they've worked on my truck I don't know how many times. Everything. I never had to go back up there because something else is messed up. They're good people. I went to school with the owner's daughter. Just great people. Always get you in. Always going to tell you what's going on. They're not going to jip you or anything like that of that nature. Anyways, just shout out to the people that mess with me, people out there. So definitely do all those. And like I said, I go to Fat Burger. They're always hooking me up. Clendon and Auto, always hooking me up with that. And my boy Sergio owns Amigos Locos. Best tacos around the town. Let me tell you, they got a location in Quitman, Arkansas. They got one in Damascus and in Greenbrier. So, especially if you like tacos and your Tuesday's been kind of rough and like, damn, man, what's for dinner? But I don't want to cook it. I don't want to do dishes. Go check out Taco Tuesday. Amigos Locos. Gonna be $1 taco. Check them out. And there you go. Yo, we're back. We took a little pause.
Had a little break.
Yeah, so now we got some new topics coming up. Pat, would you like to start?
So I was kind of curious. I brought it up a little bit earlier about the little alien hearing we had May 19th. The Pentagon released. What y'all's thoughts on aliens? Just kind of curious.
Are you talking about when the Navy released?
Well, the Pentagon released it, but yeah, it was Navy photos and videos and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Of the basically this ship went a different how would I put this? Basically a very fast and intelligent piece of equipment that none of us have no idea what it is. Is that what you're talking about? It was 2006, something like that. Is that what you're referring to?
They've had quite a few different ones from what I've understood.
No, yeah, but I'm saying the one that they released probably 2 years ago.
They've been releasing a lot of that shit through the Freedom of
There's
Information Act.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why they've been on trial or something like that? About
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about when that first came out. There was a Pentagon official release, on the news and stuff, May 19th of this year. That's what had brought it up in my mind as far as something I wanted to bring up, see what y'all's thoughts were on that. Because, obviously they're, admitting, hey, this is nothing that we've put out in space, they're in the airfield, shouldn't be anything accounted for. Nobody's claiming it. No other countries. No, terrorists are saying it's just a predator drone or something like that. So it's well, what is it then?
In that situation, I would say either that just shows you that there is some other life forms out there, or that one of these countries has some top-notch equipment that we don't know about. So in my mind, I'm going to say that's an alien.
Well, I would say based off of current world views and what's going on, if it would be anybody, it would have to be China, because we saw what's been going on with Russia and Ukraine. So it's definitely nothing they're capable of unless they're just about to make a mass attack on us. So I just don't see that happening.
They're going to start with Taiwan.
I feel like they would have just kind of forced their hand and won over the Ukraine thing, got all the grain, got all the extra natural resources, and not been destroying cities.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, China's going to start with Taiwan.
But do you think
been talked about already recently too?
Yep, that's coming soon.
I mean, you had Hong Kong.
I mean, do you think if they had that technology though, they wouldn't have just ran through us? Or do you think they're plotting for something?
Well, I think it's kind of irregardless, or it's regardless of what's going on, because we have a president who's, everybody in the nation, lowest ratings. He's obviously shown signs of being senile and being old, not fit for the job. If you look at it from any way he's talked, any of his videos have been falling.
It's constant gaff after gaff.
And the thing about that is that, how do you think all these other countries look at us when they see us? Not only him doing that and him being in that mental state, but the fact of he's basically become a meme and a joke for our whole country, whether it's younger to older generations.
Just look what he's done in Afghanistan to make us look as weak as we possibly could.
When
Pulled
they left
out
all the equipment and everything out there.
We completely armed the Taliban just so they can keep our own allies that we left over there after after Joe Biden's deadline that they set, whatever it was going to be, May, April. It was a long time ago. I'm not sure on the dates, but whatever date it was going to be, and we still left 10,000, 13,000 American allies in Afghanistan to fight against the Taliban that we just armed. It's fucking crazy.
You tell me there's no behind the scenes.
Have you seen the numbers on all that stuff? Weapons, military vehicles, equipment. It's insane. It's ridiculous.
It is insane.
But what's crazier than that is how much we're still actively sending to Ukraine.
Yep.
Money and weapon-wise. Advanced stuff that obviously is keeping them in the fight. So
to go back to what you were asking, do you believe in aliens?
I'd say just based off, you've seen some of the new NASA telescope photos.
James Webb Space Telescope photos. Is that what you're talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. How can you not believe in life after that?
If you see how vast the actual universe is, and
it's impossible for me to rule that out. Impossible.
I would just think, statistically speaking, if you think just of math terms, for us to be as evolved, educated, be able to have conversations like this, and know how vast the actual universe is, how far they're talking about if you do the math of light years and stuff, and to say that we're the only perfect little ecosystem to survive and have life of any kind around a sun distance-wise is outrageous if you think about how many stars and suns are out there.
Yeah, especially
Because all these bright lights are all stars in their own way, shape, or size.
even with that very first photo that James Webb Space Telescope took a picture of, where it was just hundreds of
Nebulas and
galaxies,
stuff, too.
hundreds of galaxies and solar systems, and you're going to tell me that you don't think there's not one of those planets that could have some kind of like intelligent life? I disagree.
I think
there's no way.
I think it's arrogant to think that all what we're talking about, all the galaxies, all these planets. I think it's arrogant to think we're the only ones out there.
I agree.
You know, and does it go back on biblical? Does the Bible ever say that there can't be aliens? Is there anything in the Bible that says that?
Well, you could also look at it, if you do look at it a biblical way, that these far away, complete places might be, you know, like there's stories of angels and stuff, like where are they going to be in the galaxy? Like, are they just going to be out in some void outside of all this vastness of space? I think there might be like some location.
Dude, this is going to sound crazy. I had this crazy thought. All right. Let's
Because
say
it's not just Christianity. It's all religions have some kind of beasts or winged or some kind of ship or something in their little records, either in stone or cuneiform or whatever it is on the walls, like some kind of deities.
Right. Well, my biggest thing is like, all right, let's say if it doesn't say anything about aliens or nothing like that, right? That like, I'm going out here on a limb. What if, and this is crazy, this is a thing I'm just going to say, what if Jesus, you know, he did everything out here on earth. Let's say that there is life forms similar to us on another earth, and he maybe went and did some of the same stuff he did here for these people out here. Because if my understanding is correct, there's no way that anybody in our whole world has no idea about Jesus. At some point, they know about a God. So, if there's other life forms out there, maybe he was up there doing something too, you know?
Here's a wilder thought. What if we were a trial and error based off other types of creatures you started out with before? Because if it's a all-powerful being, who's to say they didn't, you know, have kind of like a scientific approach like we do about things? That really didn't work out. They turned out to be bug people, and the women, like the praying mantis, ate brains.
Well, it even goes back to like pyramids. They have their artifacts and all that in the pyramids, and they were like drawing up illustrations of aliens.
Think about what corresponds in the Americas and the Mayan cultures and all that they were able to accurately do, you know, star-related buildings and stuff.
Like pyramids, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they had their own version of pyramids.
So you think the Mayans did that?
I mean, think about the time frame of humanity just in general. I would say it would be within a lot shorter time frame of us to even Christian times even starting up from Christianity.
Well, check this out. So
It's a
all
younger religion.
those pyramids back then, okay, they're completely level, okay? Those pyramids are completely level. Now let's say we have all the technology we have now, right? If a whole group of workers go out there, they try to replicate one of these pyramids, at some point on this pyramid, something is not going to be 100% level, or something's not going to be 100% right with all the technology we have.
Do you think that based off of what they had then, because it was so pure to the craftsmanship, that it made a difference in it standing time versus what we build now and stuff?
I mean,
and the material that was used. I mean, think about it, it was all stone and marble and stuff, like in a lot of these situations, and rare kind of metals to top them. They were just stolen and stuff.
I mean, in a sense, when you buy tools or just like how stuff goes, it's like not. It doesn't last like it used to.
Well, what's gonna
you know?
rot? I mean, that's just a given. Unless you look at like the old 100-something-year-old, you know, classic cabins and stuff. It's because think of the wood they were built out of. They weren't built out of the softwoods like the pines, like we use a lot of our woodworking houses are made out of pines just because it's cheaper,
Right.
quicker grown, and better, straighter boards. But you got those old hardwoods, those oaks, those different, types of wood, and having a little, maybe like a walnut finish, some kind of nice cabinetry or something,
Check this.
It's going to last longer because it's going to weather time better as it gets older. It's like people build cedar and a lot of old log homes to keep bugs away and stuff. It's just
Right.
the
I
people
get where you're getting at.
We don't have the care into the quality of what we're building and how we're doing it, because they
That's
used to
what I'm
do
saying.
pegs and stuff, wooden pegs. They didn't used to have nails and staples and stuff on plywood.
But that's what I'm saying. All right, for instance, Brett, let's say your company they do a school, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they do a school. You got good electricians and all that. Y'all finally get done with this job. At some point, months later, do you think out of everything y'all did, okay, something might not have been put or installed correctly that y'all are going to have to go back and fix?
I would bet everything in my bank account that happens at least once.
Okay.
So
These
what you're just saying is the quality
these
of work, too.
pyramids, when they built it, they were completely perfect with none of the technology we have now.
So you're saying it's aliens and it's not.
But
I'm not necessarily saying it's aliens. I'm saying that
here's my objection
to the
what
same
you're saying.
to the same extent, they're not dealing with near the same amount of installation that we're talking about. They're not dealing with any kind of electric, any kind of water.
There's no plumbing in this. The only
If you're talking about you
the
have
only
an
extra
entire
math
you have
into
an
this-
entire workforce that is solely focused on stacking bricks. I think
giant
you could.
stones, basically.
I think you can get a civilization that can build it perfectly every single time.
Because they're going to have a system in place, and it's going to be an efficient system that they can get done. And those weren't done over always just one generation. Sometimes it would take, especially on the Great Pyramids,
Yeah.
like that was a sometimes multiple generation
Yeah.
build because of the fact of how big and the elaborate cave system inside of it that they would do, and like the sarcophagus room, traps and everything. You also got to think, because everything about Tomb Raiders and stuff like that, which like a lot of our movies and stuff are based on.
But
Because this, I think, is a man-made event. Because think about if, like he's saying, they're not doing all the electrical, all the other things that are going to fail in a house over time
Right.
too.
That was
Because
just
we're
an
gonna get leaking
example,
pipes.
though.
We're going to have, stuff that we're going to find out about, certain metal pipes and how we have to chlorinate, adjustments we have to make that they didn't have to accommodate for because they didn't have running water, they didn't have electricity.
Well, me saying that was an example of saying that there's going to be flaws into something you are building. So what I'm saying is
So what would you
let's
say the flaws on the pyramids are?
all right, so check it. So like let's say you get layers, like brick layers or like whatever. What did they use for the pyramids? Limestone?
Yeah, I think limestone.
All right, so you're telling me modern
I'm
day
not 100% sure. Don't.
I think it's
fact check me on
limestone.
that.
I think it is limestone. But anyways, you're telling me that a modern day, the best out of the best, do limestone. They build this thing up. You're telling me you take a level and you go to every single one, and every single part of that will be level.
Don't know.
That's the point, though. Back then they knew, and that's crazy. And that's just that. I mean, I'm not saying that that's aliens. I do believe in aliens, but I'm saying they must have had a juggernaut. That's the Mayans. They're basically juggernauts, correct? That's what a Mayan was a juggernaut, basically, of men. At least compared to now, right?
I guess knowledge-wise, maybe yeah.
Yeah.
5.5 million tons of limestone, so about 8,000 tons of granite too, and 500,000 tons of some kind of mortar was built for the Great Pyramid.
So
That's
the
a
point
lot.
is,
Jordan, why do you look so different right now?
I'm just intent on getting this information.
Bro, something's happened from like the last 2 hours to now. Your face looks a lot fucking different. I don't know what it is.
Just excited about this talk and really interested to
Dude,
hear
I don't know
people's
if your beard
viewpoints.
just grew or something,
It did.
I
Actually.
noticed that too, dog.
It filled out a little bit.
but I feel like whenever you pulled up, you were clean shaven, and I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
I am clean shaven a lot, honestly, or
That's
at least
what
a
I thought.
goatee, one of the two.
I'm maybe just getting a little bit drunk, y'all. If I'm being
That's
honest.
a possibility. That could be maybe what it is.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
But the aliens aspect for me, like take all that away about the pyramids and all that. Me and Brett seen a UFO one time.
I swear to God, dude. I've seen UFOs on 2 separate occasions where I can call in person where I could call an eyewitness.
I'm curious, just because.
Me and Jared
Thank you.
going down Highway 124, fucking, I guess you'd call it westbound. It was from the Double B's and Quitman to B Branch. It passes by the SWN yard, you know. We were going along that straight stretch down 124. We were leaving. It was probably 4 o'clock in the morning. We were driving to Dallas. We were leaving from Nana's house, going to Dallas to get his truck, the Duramax. We were going to look at it anyways, to see if he wanted to get it. So we wake up early. We leave.
We're like, what is that?
We're heading to Texas, dude. We get half a mile from Nana's house, by that big ass open field by SWN, and all of a sudden we see these fucking lights come down, dude. It was the wildest shit ever. I don't even remember what all they did, but they like came across, they stopped, did some weird shit.
It was in like it was in a 360 rotation.
My own little experience. So I was just curious. Were they like how high in the sky? Just so we grew up in a place where we have the Hercules from Jacksonville Airport fly through a lot. I'm sure you guys have seen drones flown before, whether they're good, expensive ones or smaller, cheaper ones, and kind of understanding their height limits and you know how you could kind of get adjustment of lights to not look like some kind of really widespread big spaceship, right? So just for clarification of that, and like, you know, even crop dusters and stuff, because we live in Arkansas, like.
There are crop dusters. Maybe not around here, but there is crop dusting that does go on.
I get where you're coming at. I get where you're coming
not far
at.
in Worcester area, so like that's a thing too.
Yeah.
But this was like a oval circle
Was it
shape,
night?
And it was going. No,
What?
well,
Was it
I
at
mean,
night
it was
or during
dark.
the day?
It was
It
in
was
the
dark.
morning.
It was dark, but it was like 5 o'clock in the
5
morning.
a.m.
It was like daybreak.
Okay.
But
So
bro,
it wasn't completely dark.
Right
The sun was coming up, but the sun hadn't like came over the horizon
So it
yet.
wasn't early enough in the morning where it was just before sunrise that there was enough light you could have seen if it was like a ship. But it was just lights.
Yeah, it was just lights.
But
How many and in what formation?
all right, but check it out. It was literally, correct me if I'm wrong. It was literally like it was an oval shape, but the lights were like going around and then they changed colors. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
So
it was
they
weird.
were going around changing colors, and what color? Like just any kind of random stream from one color, like white to blue, to like or
like green. It was just exotic, different colors.
So like a LED strip.
Yeah,
of
it didn't seem to have like
lights.
any type of pattern in or anything. It was pretty random.
You would say it wouldn't be like, you know, how you can get like a regular LED light strip to go through. And
Yeah,
change
no,
colors.
it wasn't.
You're saying it's different, like flashing in between even. Like,
Well, it's definitely
I'm just
some
trying to get
shit
a-
we have never seen.
Okay, and then so. How high would you say it would be in the sky? Like if you can kind of just, you know, you think about how
I couldn't tell you how-
Hercules fly kind of low around our area.
I'd
versus,
probably
like,
say-
commercial.
I don't
jets, like,
even
being
know if we could say
35,000. I would
So
I would
about
probably say
commercial
around
jet
35.
height.
Yeah, I would probably say around
But-
30, 35,000.
and Seeing commercial jets flying day and night, both seeing the lights and how it goes, like it was nothing like that. It was more sporadic.
But in a
flight
Yeah,
path.
dude,
But in
I've
a
flown.
sen- but
I
in
have
a
flown
sen-
so many fucking times.
So
I promise you,
you
it's
know
not.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Someone
I know
who's
exactly what
flown
you mean.
planes and who's seen and watched and just know the difference between, because there's a lot of different things that can fly. at different
Absolutely,
heights, you know?
absolutely, and
Yeah.
we didn't want to believe it neither. But it wasn't even in a shape of like a plane. It was like literally oval, and the lights were
dude.
like I don't know.
It was weird.
Dude.
Okay, so compared to you've seen the Tesla little things flying around, the satellites. I don't know if you've ever been able to see those and kind of watch them in the night sky. Have you
No.
experienced that?
But
I
this-
have, but it wasn't as big.
So the lights weren't as big. or
No,
it was
the
closer?
ship, the ship.
So it was closer and it was a ship.
And I can't. Well, I can't even say they were just closer, but the lights were so bright, you could see the shape of this object.
And it was in that oval shape. Both
Yeah.
of y'all say that.
Yes,
Okay. So how high? You said 35,000.
I'd say it was probably about
Did you
the
say
size.
like telescope height, Or
Bro,
not telescope, like-
this
It was about
this,
the it was
this
about the
shit-
height of an average plane.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So, it wouldn't be
I'm
satellite
guessing
height.
I'm guessing around 30
That's why
35,000
satellites
feet.
just look like just a little light in the sky. Like,
Yeah,
you couldn't
no.
make out an
You
actual
could pick out the shape of it from the
Okay,
lights.
That's what I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
yeah, but we watched it, dude, the whole way down fucking 124, and then we watched it shoot across the sky. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It
because
like makes them kind of just erratic movement in the sky too, like flight path wise, like not something
And-
typical
and
of
the
like
thing-
a plane
just-
or
yeah,
really
no,
fast.
it was exotic,
Or
bro.
was
It was just really fucking fast.
It
It
was a
was,
street kind of across the
yeah,
sky,
like
you
it was
would
just
say?
really
And it
fast.
kind of dipped. Kind of dipped.
Yep.
I'm just curious of y'all's little experience versus what I was going to want to talk about.
And we were completely sober.
What was the second time?
I don't know about this
He
one.
said he had a second time.
The second time I was much younger. That was technically the second time. The first time I was much younger, dude. This is back. I still lived in Texas. I could call Actually, I might call her right now.
You want Bluetooth it?
Have you ever seen?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen a laser show in the night sky?
Bro, let me see if Heather's up. She'll remember this shit.
It's crazy.
Thought you were pausing, my bad.
No. Doing that, bro. And I love talking about these conversations because, dude. And check it, bro. Like, even like if you don't
we all
believe,
have different backgrounds and beliefs and upraisings and stuff, but yet we're all still sitting having this conversation, and just from what's been released, not only from the government but also just what we've observed and seen too.
well, I'm not gonna be mad at nobody, and especially. Call her again.
Oh, she's asleep.
Call her again.
It's 10:30. If the baby's asleep, she might be enjoying it.
But on top of all of that, what are you calling Heather? An alien could be, to me, if they found fish on another planet, that's an alien.
That's alien life, because alien is literally dictated by anything on another planet being a form of life. It could be a bioorganism, just like whether it's proof of bacteria.
Hold up.
Or
Real quick, just because it's 10:30. Heather, when you watch this, I was calling you to get you to verify the story of the time that me and you were jumping on a trampoline in the front yard whenever we lived on Texas, right beside the fucking, or behind the gas station. Whenever that fucking thing flew over the house, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's why I was calling you.
second UFO story, she's gonna.
You're gonna have to comment. You're gonna have to comment below and let everybody know there was.
We might have her on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, dude, because there was definitely a second story. She'll know exactly what I'm talking about. She can confirm it because she was right there with me when it happened, dude. It was fucking crazy. I was like probably 7, 8.
Call her one more time.
It's one of my. I'm gonna call her one more time.
I feel like it's still a reasonable time.
Bro, me and him been close.
It definitely is.
Me and him been close since
If it was 11 or midnight, I would say no, but it's 10:30.
She does get up pretty early.
Hey,
though.
me and him been cousins. We're 2 and 4.
Oh,
I
she's
know what
shitty
he-
about me that time.
she's
Yeah,
like,
so
no,
she's
no,
fucking
no.
trying to sleep.
That's my bad.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Heather, you coming on? We're gonna do some.
Heather,
like,
hey.
I think I got some software we can zoom you in or whatever.
Heather, you got to come on. We got to verify the story. I know you're already going to know what I'm talking about because we still talk about it to this day. It was one of the craziest shits, dude. I shit you not. Me and Heather were jumping on a trampoline, and it looked like a literal flying saucer flew maybe fucking 50 feet above our house. It scared the shit out of both of us. I guarantee she'll come on and corroborate that story. Guarantee it.
What do you think
All
about
right,
that?
so it's good.
Yeah, you
It's
like
really
it?
good. A little Prime shout out.
20.
Oh shit.
20.
Oh shit. She's calling me back.
Hold on.
Oh snap!
Tell her, give her a second. We're gonna Bluetooth it.
Yo, Heather,
Hold on, we're gonna Bluetooth it.
hold up. I need
Hold
you to
on
stay
one
on the
second.
line for a second. Because this is important podcast content.
Question.
What's this called?
It's not connected.
I just connected.
What are you calling me?
All right.
Oh, I can hear
All right. We can hear you now.
Hold on. All right.
So, Heather, you're on the podcast with me and Jared right now.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's
I know-
something bad.
Hey,
Heather.
we know it. I know it's late, and I apologize, but I wasn't going to call you again, but I gave it one more shot. So we're sitting here talking about UFOs. Do you remember the time whenever we were?
On the trampoline?
Yes, on the trampoline. Yes,
I'm so glad.
I told y'all.
Hold on.
I want
Pause.
confirmation.
Pause. Go ahead.
I told y'all she would remember.
All right, Heather, tell us
I'll
about it.
never forget it.
You'll never forget it. I remember.
Hey, can you tell us the story? You're on here.
Okay, so this is what I remember. We was little. I'm talking like just back till we was living at the crack house with Dad.
Hell yeah.
Like way back. I mean, I was less than 10 years old because whenever we met at Buster's, so
Yeah, we were young. We were real
that
young.
was, we was little. Donna was inside. Me and Brett were the only two outside. We was waiting to get into the Suburban. It was a gray Suburban that Dad had parked in the carport. And I don't know where we were going, what we're doing. Probably about to be dropped off at Granny's or something. Mom was inside with Dad and Jonna, and me and Brett was outside jumping on a trampoline. It was by this big old tree in the front yard, and it was all of a sudden it was like time just stopped, and this big round like saucer thing with a bunch of lights and shit on it. Like it was the craziest looking thing in the world.
Like a
What
sphere?
the fuck did I tell y'all?
Or how would you describe it? That's why I'm trying to get details as much as I can on all these stories compared to mine.
Like it was
Like your typical
Like
Like
UFO.
there's no
Like
way
a-
this was like an Air Force shoot.
Hold on. Hey, Heather.
it was a very odd shape. It was like a oval / circle like.
It has some
It
lights
was-
on it. Did it have some lights on
That's
it?
what y'all were talking about.
What the fuck did I tell you, dude? I told
Hold
you.
on, hold on,
if
hold on,
she
hold on,
answers,
hold
she
on.
corroborate this
Yeah,
story.
I mean
Did it
It looked
have?
like
Hey,
it
did it
had-
have exotic lights on it?
it looked like it had like
Like crazier than an
what was
LED
the
light
best
strip?
way?
It looked like what, Heather?
Okay, so y'all know those lights that you can get that you put around your bedroom,
That's what I
Yeah.
was just
like
talking
on
about.
TikTok,
But
on
crazier.
TikTok,
Yeah.
like those TikTok lights that people buy or whatever. That's what it looked like. Was all on
Around the
bottom.
whole, was it oval shape?
like it was around the entire bottom.
So basically, like you can tell, you look up the or up in the air, and this is not an airplane.
It's not a
Dude,
drone.
it flew-
It's not,
No, it was,
Hold on,
it
hold on,
was
let her
too
talk.
low.
it's not a
It
crop
was way too
duster.
low. It was way too low.
We
Hey,
were
hey,
dude, we
hey,
were on
hey,
the
hey.
trampoline. We were on the trampoline jumping, and all of a sudden, this motherfucker just came right above the house, dude. I told y'all she'd
But-
corroborate
but
this story.
you would
Hey,
also
wait,
She was
wait,
right
wait,
there
wait.
with me.
It's
And how?
not a drone.
And hey, Heather, how old were you with this,
But I was less than 10 years old.
bro? And she
Like 10
remembers
years old is whenever we moved to Arkansas for the first time. Fifth
So-
grade.
That's how
Bro.
crazy it was that
because
I
she's
still
never gonna
remember that.
forget.
I mean, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
I
I was
literally will
even
never forget
younger
it.
and still remember that.
So you had a
And the
younger
thing is,
experience and one with
it
him.
happened. It happened so fast,
Or
and me
just-
and Brett were the only two there. Because Brett, how old are you right now?
23.
Okay, so see, Brett's 4 years younger than I am. So if I was 10,
I was
He
like
was
6. Yeah, that's one of
and
my
I don't even
earliest
remember-
memories.
I don't even know if I was 10. I don't even know if he was 10. I mean, I don't even know if I was 10. I don't know how old I was. I just know.
So
it
I was
when we
like,
were
I was
living
like
on-
5 or 6. That's one of my
Right,
earliest
we was living
memories
on
was seeing this
1510 North
fucking
Allen
UFO.
Street. Right. We was still living on 1510 North Allen Street. 'Cause I'll never forget that
Yep.
address.
Yep.
And it was me and Bro were the only two outside, and it was big enough that the sun was shining outside, and it put shade all over the house and the trampoline and the front yard. And
That's the information I was needing to hear.
Yeah, it was crazy. Dude, Heather, I appreciate you answering the phone.
Yeah, hey
I'm sorry
Heather,
for
you're gonna
calling
be
you
on the
this late.
podcast. Have you watched the podcast, Heather?
no, I
You
haven't
gotta watch
watched any
this
of them.
one.
All right, well,
you
hey, we're
should've.
gonna post one. I'm gonna send you a link. You're gonna be on here.
But hey, Heather,
All right, y'all.
I'm sorry for calling you this late. I appreciate you answering though. But I was just telling these guys, I was like, dang,
gotta
y'all,
get some
Heather
sleep.
could corroborate this story. I swear, she was right there when it happened. So I appreciate you
Right,
answering.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
love you, Heather. I ain't heard from you. in a
Yeah,
minute,
we love
cuz.
you, man. We love you.
All right, love y'all too. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, see you.
All right, bye.
What did I
That's
tell y'all,
awesome.
bro? That shit really
So-
fucking happened.
Bro,
So,
but hey,
were you
and
at the same
on
one?
top of
Do what?
Was he at the same one, or
No,
is this
no,
two
no,
different
No,
stories?
this is.
Well, I was wanting
I lived
how
at
much
the
it
time. At the time, I lived in Texas, and he lived here. This was
Okay.
before I moved to Arkansas.
So you
Me
had
and him got
you
close.
had an experience at 6 years old in Texas, and had one here with him of a very similar description, from what I was understanding.
Yeah.
And now her details that she added into the describing the shit.
Being an oval.
Being,
Yep.
but not just that, but being something that was low enough that you could see that, and the timing of it different. She said there's kind of a shadow and everything. Like that was what made it
That's
different versus
crazy.
y'all
Yeah,
talking
dude.
about seeing it at night.
That's
But
crazy.
the
wild.
lights matching up and everything.
But whenever me and Heather saw it, dude, it was probably it was after school, so it had to have been like past 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We come home from school, we go out and play with our neighbor kids because we lived in a like all the kids in the neighborhood were about the same age, so we all like
Chill.
yeah, we just did shit in the neighborhood. But we were about to go somewhere, and me and Heather were jumping on the trampoline while they were getting John ready or something. And then all of a sudden, this
more
thing.
fun than a tramp when you're a kid.
Yeah, right, dude. It was lit. And then all of a sudden, this thing flew over our house and just stopped like right there. Me and my sister looked at it, freaked out, and then it just fucking zip,
So that was like
gone.
5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be at least past 4 o'clock. because
Afternoon, though, is what I'm saying.
yeah, because like all the neighbors were home, like everybody had been out of school.
Yo,
other
stop,
kids
stop.
cry
Hey,
kids?
hey, stop for a second.
My bad.
You got to understand, she said you were 6
Yeah,
and she was,
that's one of my
she was
earliest.
9.
That's one of my earliest memories, dude. It's crazy.
Tell me your earliest memory from that age.
From 6 or
Yeah.
younger?
No, just 6.
Oh, let's see. 6. I'm trying to think where I was living at because I moved a lot.
But I'm just saying, you don't remember shit like that. You
When I
might
was
have
6,
some glimpses of all that, but that just shows you that
I'd say
it's genuine. We're not making this up, is what I'm trying to get
I'd
at.
say my earliest memory when I was 6 was like, because we had moved from Texas to North Carolina. That was before I moved back to Greenbrier. Because you've known of me or hung out or talked. Or,
Yeah, but your earliest memory that you could think of is very vague. They're sitting here telling you this story word for word. He was already talking about it
Right.
before. That's.
I mean, I could.
What do you do
I
with
could,
that?
I could
Yeah.
still see in my mind my first memory of 6 in North Carolina when I was a kid, going around catching snakes and like me and
Absolutely.
the neighbor kids like messing with the neighbor kids' moms all around the neighborhood.
But the
in
fact,
cul-de-sac
but
and
the
stuff.
fact
So,
that
like, I
he
know what you
could
mean.
tell you exactly
Yeah,
what
word
she
for
was
word.
saying, yeah.
Yeah,
She re-
before
she
and then
recanted
have
and
her
have a
come
better
on and tell the
description
same
of it, too.
story,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Can you remember being 6 years old and
Mm-hmm.
having a memory that vivid? That's how that situation is. Me and her have talked about that so many times.
I think my vivid memory is
So was that your only alien story was with Brett on the drive?
alien. Well, if you're talking about
UFO or anything crazy?
aliens, I've had a run in with Bigfoot, but like alien
Got the okay.
4.
Put it on the show.
Okay, bet. Yeah, that's the thing we do on our podcast. You know, sometimes we have serious, interviews. Sometimes it's just busting with the boys. But what we do with this podcast is like, even if I have someone that's like, you know what, I want to have a serious conversation with, I don't want anybody to feel like they can't come on here because I feel like I'm going to be a certain type of way or I can't have a respectable person on here.
Yeah.
It's a safe place. I'm never, ever going to make someone feel like, you know what, he's going to ruin my reputation. Or I feel like I'm getting ambushed for an interview that he's going to tell me all kinds of questions. Does that
Right.
make sense what I'm saying?
That's true.
I got you.
So, but dude, that's gnarly, man. Like,
Or when you have people on who just don't want to answer questions sometimes too.
no, that's cool. You know?
As long as they make it interesting about them
Yeah,
not answering
have
the
some
question.
fun stuff.
The thing about
Sorry,
that though, is like, why would you come on? You know?
That's true.
Yeah, dude, I've always kind of wondered that. Like, there will be people that go on like
We're gonna get
60
a female on soon.
There will be people that go on like 60 Minutes or whatever, like serial killer women or just like any kind of shit like that, and they'll go and accept these big ass interviews and then just take the fifth the whole time and never answer a fucking question, but still
He
get
talking
paid.
about rappers.
But still get paid a shitload of money for it.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, for instance, I like to have, like I just said, kicking it with the boys. We're having some male humor, some
Yeah.
drinking, some language. But like I've said, dude, I want to like be diverse. and-
Diversify. in
yeah,
your
there you go.
podcast.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
know
Thank
exactly
you.
what
Thank you
mean.
on that.
I got you.
Dude, you know it'd be a dope episode?
What's up?
You, Savannah, me, and Maddie.
So I just was talking about getting some females on here, and the two females that correlate
Oh,
with both
bro,
y'all.
how about this?
Y'all could have a little.
You, Savannah, me, and Maddie, Patton and Maddie Hall. That's the episode
Bro,
right
I'm
there,
gonna be out of
dude.
here though. Is the thing. Like that's what we've been talking about.
I guess we gotta do it next week.
Gonna have to be soon if we're gonna do it.
We need to do something pretty quick.
No. I know what it would be even better than that. So I have Savannah and Maddie come on, and they're gonna tell their side of the story of that, and then I'm gonna have Patton, me, and Brett can be the.
I'll be the
You
moderator.
can be
Yeah.
you can be
I'll
the
be the
judge.
moderator.
No. It's not even the
Of
moderator.
both sides of the story. How about that?
Brett is the guy that's gonna be the lie detector.
He can
test
be
to
the
see who's
he can be the
lying.
male
Yeah.
voice of reason
hear
to
that?
see what happened.
No, you hear that? No, not even that. He's gonna watch that podcast first, and then he's gonna be on this one, and he is gonna decide. He's the lie detector test to see who is in here bullshitting.
I feel like there's not much bullshit I can spray out of a little certain time frame.
I don't know. I just thought that was cool. But it'd be cool to do something like that, you know?
Hell yeah.
Bro,
what about if you and Savannah did a podcast together? Like not
I'd have to have somebody else.
Not
What if
talking
we
about like
paid for you to
change
get
the
a
You Want
podcast to get a
podcast to the
tattoo?
You and Savannah podcast. I'm talking about what if y'all branched off and did one separately,
Just the two.
where you got always listen. Hear me out. You branch off, do a separate one from the You Want podcast or whatever. Make it like something about Jared and Savannah, or y'all take other couples on and try to coach them through their problems.
that could be cool. That could be cool. Savannah.
You could do it with
well, here's the thing about Savannah.
Get that family content.
All right, so here's the thing about that. Savannah has already told me she would come on. At first, she was like, but she said she would come on. But, man, and this is not a diss to my girl. I love her more than anything. Savannah, I love you.
He does.
But she's very quiet.
yeah.
So
Y'all
I don't know how that would work.
Not necessarily one like the
I
way
think
we
if you
do
got her
them.
comfortable, I think she could open up.
Yeah.
That's just me, but I don't know her like
to,
you do.
To
so.
introduce y'all to some, just to get it started, you could do like day-to-day like hacks and stuff like that, or do, hey, this is kind of how we get this dinner prepared while doing stuff like, with kids and stuff. Both of y'all could come out.
Or a
and
funny
host it.
thing would be
Do a
like if
family
we
edited
get
one,
another couple in here
just
that
to
are
have different
fighting.
branch. We could do that on just the You Want, but that's what he was saying was branching out another podcast.
Yeah. I really like if she's already shy, she's gonna be camera shy.
I think you could break her out of that though.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
think
She's really opened
yeah.
up a lot from whenever I first even met her to even now after I've known her for a while and gone on floats with the Spring River, gone on
even me, somebody that
hung
went to
out.
high school with her. I mean, I never talked to her in high school or anything like that, or like had any kind of fucking friendship with Savannah. But like from seeing the first time I seen her with Jared compared to now,
Yeah.
it's completely tenfold,
Yeah.
like way different. The first time
I
they were
think
together,
I
she
think
didn't
a
say
part
two
of
words.
that. I think a part of that though is.
But now
like,
she's like opening up more.
I think a part of that though is like she really loves me, so like she's gonna try to do things, maybe out of her comfort zone. But
I think you should try to do the same thing too. Not that you haven't.
no, yeah. I mean, for sure. And I've been doing good.
Yeah, you have.
But I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe one day, kind of like Logan Paul, Jake Paul fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, Savannah come on here.
I'm just
It'll be
saying,
cool.
I think we both kind of talked about it earlier tonight, even before this, having a little female addition to the podcast would be nice,
Yeah.
just to have different representation.
Even if we
viewpoints.
just
Yeah,
brought-
no.
different
Here's the
within
deal with that.
other
Here's the
guys.
deal with that. I have had a lot of people like, man, you're gonna get a female on here.
But that's
and
why I
all.
said it'd be perfect with Savannah, like what you've been talking about.
Oh, like get a
just 'cause I'm-
female guest with Savannah.
Oh yeah, that's what he was just talking about with his girl,
That's
so
what
that
I'm
would be
talking
a
about.
perfect.
Maddie.
Yeah, have like Maddie and Savannah come on
Yeah.
Get
and do
somebody
an
to watch,
episode with
Are you gonna
them.
be here?
Get somebody to watch the kids.
Oh, just talking about me.
Yeah,
with
so I'm
them.
saying I don't have to be a part of the episode. I'm saying, but the
Yeah.
three of
Bro,
y'all.
that'd be lit.
That way you would have an episode with like two females. It would diversify.
Let's do it.
But
Y'all should do it. And
Think
plus,
about-
Maddie and Savannah get along pretty
think
great.
about the couple humor.
Hey,
y'all could add to
you know
those
it's gonna
off.
be
Hey,
funny
let me tell
because-
you something. I am very happy they get along like that.
Oh, me too. And plus, if you did do that episode, it's going to be kind of funny because Maddie's going to be talking some shit. She's going to be telling some shit, talking stories about the shit me and you have done.
That's, and I'm gonna try to fire back Savannah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Savannah sicker.
no, not like that. I'm just saying, no, sick me. She gonna be like, Jared, no. And that's what's cool about that, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. How about this? Let's get into relationship talk.
Oh shit.
Let's do it.
Are you ready for it?
I'm down for it.
You want to start?
How far are we going into the relationship talk? Are we talking about like problems? We talking about like good things? We talking about what
I feel like when you talk about a relationship that like you're actually serious about and how you love a girl, you can just
How about this?
Let it out.
How about this? How about this? Jared, right now, describe how you feel in your relationship.
in what sense?
It's a loaded question right there.
Just in general. If you had to give 3 or 4 sentences to describe your
All right,
relationship.
we're not gonna do that, but I got you.
He said
All
he
right.
don't want to get that deep.
Babe, babe.
No, pretend like Savannah's not watching. Not to Savannah, to your
Okay.
boys. How are you going to describe it?
Our relationship.
Yes.
Well, you know me.
Long time, both of us.
And what I was trying to say
Family
is
and
just
long-term
what I was
friends.
trying to get at with the camera is just a disclosure. There's gonna be some stuff I said, but it doesn't matter. That's in the past. Bro,
Most definitely.
honestly, for me, I've never had a problem getting a female.
I'd attest to that.
Yeah, he's always had pretty fucking great game.
But I can tell you this, and I think y'all can both contest to this. I ain't never really been a relationship type of guy.
Yeah.
For me,
That's a fact.
For me, it was like, I think now thinking about it, it was like, for one, I was just trying to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? But
Just being a guy,
I 100% see that.
I
but
don't,
like-
I don't feel like wasting time in a relationship that's probably not going to work
well,
out.
we're
anyways,
gonna
too.
get into it. If you can't contest to this, Brett definitely can, bro. We would have get-togethers and all this, and I would show up for about 10, 15 minutes and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna
To
go
go
kick
fuck
it
a
with this
bitch.
girl."
I'm going to go.
Well, I was gonna say that word.
I
but
wouldn't say that I've been a witness to some of these situations either, because I have.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Definitely
okay,
witnessed
bet.
it plenty of times.
Point is, and I know it sounds terrible, but I mean, besides maybe like one relationship that y'all probably all know what I'm talking about. Besides that, dude, I just kind of didn't really care to be in a relationship, or anytime I did, the seldom times I did, when the going gets rough, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm done. You know what I mean? Not trying to deal with this bullshit. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever. I can go to this. Oh. The thing about Savannah is something I ain't ever had before is that even whenever we get in all of our fights, I'm trying to sit here and figure out like what I can do to be better. And I ask my boys advice and all that. And I know it sounds crazy. I'm 26, but what people don't understand is I really never tried.
Yeah.
So with us, I don't know, man. It's like I'll be thinking about like how her day is going, or if she's all right, like checking in on her. Like I'm going to the chuck wagon races, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say I'm not gonna have a good time, but I definitely
That's not
the
something
type
you
of-
would do if it wasn't something that you wanted to do for her.
I mean,
Have you been to horse races before?
No, but I'm excited to go to that.
Been to racetracks before?
What kind of racetracks?
Dirt or asphalt? Because I've been to both. I'm just curious.
He's been to dirt for sure.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
you might have a good time.
But I mean, like that's the whole point. Like I am definitely country. It's just when I go around them, like I'm city slicker. But regardless, that girl sits here and she'll do things obviously she's never done for me. Okay. And what kind of guy would I be if I didn't go do stuff for her? You know, it's kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, but
But the fact-
that's the thing from Arkansas, just being as country and redneck as we are, like city slicker people who are in relationship with really country people, they make, give and take as far as things to do. Just because it's like, hey, I want to invest my time in stuff that you enjoy and you want to do,
Right.
and then we can do some stuff that I enjoy and that I want to do. So I get what you're saying. Like you're working at it and you're trying to make
Me too.
The
And I
best
agree
of-
100%, dude.
enjoying the time that she
a
enjoys
relationship
as much too.
is a fucking compromise. Like, yes, there are times that you're gonna have
because
to do
there's
something.
responsibles that come along.
Yep.
with it.
There's
But
times where
listen,
you're gonna have to
but
do
listen.
something that you want
Yeah,
to do.
absolutely. But
And all you can do is make the best of it.
I think he's not done talking about her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
We
sorry.
both interrupted. The
But
fuck
I
out.
both agree with both of y'all. Point is all those times when like the times I did try to like do a relationship, all that, and I didn't want to do what this girl wanted me to do, or I just want to be hard headed. Like it's not like that with her. Like obviously there's been some things I had to work on and all that, but I could sit here and tell you right now that like I think about her constantly. Like when I wake up, I go to sleep, like all the stuff, and it makes me want to be a better person. So like, and I've
that's
never,
what's up, dude, because I've
they're
never heard you talk about a girl like that.
exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying, because I've never been, and I know that sounds crazy, and like I think even when I tell her that, she thinks I'm crazy, but I'm being 100% honest. But like with her, like I be missing her when I'm not with her. you know?
Right.
And
that's how it's supposed to be, dude. That's how good relationships, that's how they're supposed to be.
And bro, like, we went, it was me, her, and her kid. And out of all the fun times me and Savannah have had, like, that's top 3, man. Like, I just enjoyed the presence.
Dude, I'm honestly impressed just to hear you say that. That's badass, dude.
I'm just saying, man.
That's what's up.
And it makes me look at it, it's like, dude, like, how do I put this? Like, I could probably go back, send it, and get with some of these women and all that, but, like, at the end of the day, after I, like, got with that girl or something like that, I'm going to be like, okay, well, that's over. But, like, when I talk with Savannah and all that, we don't even have to have sex. I just enjoy our conversations, man. It makes me go on. And it's made me a better worker, just wanting to go to work. And
just because you want to do good for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up, dude.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And I've never had that
great.
feeling before, so...
I have the same feeling about my wife, dude.
I think that's a big maturity thing and just your man pride.
It's
coming out
100%
of its core of, hey, I have a certain type of feeling about this woman. I want to be a man provider. I want to go do good and do well at my job and keep that shit going because, you know, putting bread on the table, especially with children and everything, whatever's involved, whether it's that or not, like, it just gives you a better outlook on your day, even in my mind, that more positive mindset of like, hey, I'm doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, and we can all get up and go work these shitty jobs and work and make decent fucking money, enough money to go out and have a good time on the weekend.
Yeah.
But, dude, over a certain period of time, eventually we're going to be like, fuck this job. I'm going to fucking quit, be a fucking bum ass for like a month and do whatever the hell I want to do.
But
whenever you find that woman that you're like, okay, like, I want to make this work, dude, it fucking changes your whole like work ethic. You're gonna get up every day 30 minutes early without an alarm, just because you know that you have to get up and you got to go make a living to support like your family.
I got a question for both of y'all now that I've understood a little bit about y'all's serious relationships, how you really feel about them. I'm a kind of guy, since I was young, I've always been big about reading and stuff, and like just after all the school I've been in and everything, I've always tried to advise people of like a couple of books, but the biggest one now that we've been on this relationship kick is, have you ever read The 5 Love Languages or heard of it even?
I've heard of it. I've never read it.
So
Savannah showed me that shit.
She did. I just gave it to my stepbrother that lives up in Fayetteville because I just thought, hey, this is something that's not only applicable to like a marriage or dating relationship, it's applicable to even business, friendships, and just understanding the psychology of how people interact and commingle, whether it's in a work environment, whether it's friends hanging out, and like how they view your actions and what you do and say versus, you know, how they treat you as a friend or coworker or whatever.
Yeah.
And the first one was the words of affirmation. So, like, you know, there's always women who just always need to be told, oh, they're pretty or something like that. Or, and then and coworkers, like, people who are always wanting to be like, oh, well, I need some certificate or something, you know, something to show I did good. Or, you know, I mean, normal, average, everyday person like me would be like, hey, my money, you want to bump that up? But that's another story.
I feel that, though.
Quality time, I feel like whether it's friends or whether it's your wife, like obviously you need to have that good one-on-one time, whether it's like going out on a date or like, you know, just spending that time, two of you working on your own relationship, and then it not be something that's like miserable to either one of you. It's something that both of y'all want to do, like you're kind of talking about doing with the chuck wagon races, which I thought was pretty cool. And then, like, obviously, women more so than men, and just in my personal experience and the way I perceive things, I don't know if y'all big about gifts, but, like, women and, like, coworkers receiving gifts and friends receiving gifts, whether it be, like, hey, I really think this is something that, you know, you really needed, whether it's, like, they invested the time to think about something you actually needed and would use in everyday life, or whether it was, like, just some gaudy kind of really expensive gift, because that says something about people too.
Right.
And I don't know, I feel like these will be things that will be applicable to y'all's relationship if this is something y'all ever checked out and read, because it's actually a short read too.
Well, I would just say, like, for the longest time, man, like, the way I felt about it is like, dude, I don't have to, like, be tied down and get with some of these good looking. I mean, I could tell you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been there.
But you know what? This girl right here makes me erase the thought of all of that. And I ain't never had that before, so.
It's good.
It's worth holding on. It's worth holding on to see what it's going to turn into.
Absolutely.
It's good, and I've noticed.
Not necessarily that
interactions.
it's, 100% set in stone, Savannah's the one, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
she's definitely worth seeing what it could turn into.
Well, on top of that, like, even when I was doing that, like, at a certain point, I was like, they start getting in their bitchy moods, or like, they're like, it's something you got to learn. And this is our first girl. I'll sit there, like, because I thought I've been in love before, but no, not till her. Like, I know what love is now.
Let's all be honest. Women are going to have something they're going to want to be mad about and bitch about.
Absolutely.
Whether it's something you did or something that was, like, miscommunicated on, which I think we all know what I'm talking about with that, because that just happens.
But you're right. But here's the thing,
right? Tom?
That I'm trying to get at.
That?
I'm willing.
I don't know, dude.
I'm willing to put my pride aside to figure out what I gotta do to make sure this is gonna work, because I love her and I don't want to.
I'll do the same thing, dude. I'll do the same thing.
It's called sacrificial love.
Yep. Dude, there will be so many times where I'm like clearly right about something, and I'll be arguing with Maddie about it, and I'll just be like, you know what, baby, you're right. I'm just gonna fucking let you win this one.
Risk versus reward.
And then,
hey,
would you say acts of service towards doing something nice for your girl, whether it not be like something big and expensive, but just something you try to go out of your way to do?
Yep.
I feel like that's one of the ones out of that book that I was trying to talk about. That if you wanted, I think I might have another copy or two. I'd dip out to you.
Hell yeah, dude! I'd definitely read it.
It's by Gary Chapman. It's a really good book. I got it given to me as a gift from years ago, so I got a few.
Y'all take over for a second. I got pissed.
All right, man.
Hey, I got some big news for you when you come back. But yeah, dude.
I just think I always try and give people something. This is my view: is knowledge is power, and anytime I can help somebody, whether it be in a marriage and relationship, because, like I was trying to explain to you, I do think this is a book that's something that's going to help y'all's relationship, you and your girl. And
we're definitely down for anything. We're not
on top of that, though. I think it'll be something that helps you just in interacting with people, as far as understanding, just being able to have instant kind of reading on somebody in social situations. Yeah. Because I feel like that's something that's very important now too, as we've seen how, blatantly kind of how much more dangerous it is everywhere, anywhere you go. Is. I mean, I can remember, being a kid, and I'm sure you're about my age. I'm 26, just like Jared. We graduated together. And
oh, really? I'm only 23.
That's what I'm saying. Like, knowing our age and the generation we grew up in, like, when I was a kid, we went out and played, and, it was like, come back when it's dark or the street lights came on. I mean, that's how it was. I didn't live in a bunch of places where there were street lights because I always grew up out in the country or, like, small neighborhoods. And that was the norm. Like, that was okay and accepted in society for someone to do because, like, people trusted each other. Like, hey, we're having our neighborhood kids play together, and no one's going to have to worry about the kids getting shot.
Nope.
And any kind of place I grew up in, which, like I said, was either way out kind of in the country or very, very small kind of neighborhood kind of settings, not any kind of big.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way.
Being from Arkansas, though, that's another added reason and benefit why. Whereas, you look at some of the bigger cities, maybe it wasn't as kosher unless it was like a big group of kids versus, a couple. And, we'd go out and play in the woods, build forts. We'd, when I was a kid, I used to watch the Crocodile Dundee and like the Jack Hanna and stuff and try and act like them and pick up snakes and stuff. We would do that and mess with neighbor kids, parents' moms and stuff. Oh, we found this in your flower bed. It'd be like a little garter snake or something, It was like, we all knew it wasn't something that was poisonous because we've been around water moccasins. We've been around copperheads. Like, since I was a little kid, we had scorpions and stuff. Like, in one of the places I lived, like, there's...
Yeah, dude, growing up in Texas, scorpions were a menace, dude. You had every morning going out there, like, if you left any shoes outside, you had to shake them out. You could go out there on your front patio. There'd be fucking scorpions like a son of a bitch just waiting on you.
And that being somebody from the South, like, we've been growing up, like, those are things that we're used to. But then you think about some of these big cities where it's like, real big, dense population where it's like big, huge rats or like cockroaches that are like 2 or 3 times the size of what we get. Because I feel like in smaller, like especially with you being in Texas, and I've lived there for a little while, then growing up in Arkansas and living a little time in North Carolina, like I've understood cleanliness and like from the streets and from, you know, people's houses and stuff, and like kind of living with just a bunch of guys after college and knowing how nasty and dirty some guys all living together is. You know, you got kind of a feel on bugs. And growing up, you know, when we first built out here in Greenbrier, like there were scorpions and any kind of overturned rock in our yard and stuff. Like I had one in my bedroom one time when I was a kid. Like I was like, you know, we moved here in like 3rd grade to Greenbrier, and I think we actually moved into the house maybe in 4th grade because like we spent some time living with some family,
building it
while we were building the house. Gotcha. But I mean, we got a nice view. Like we can literally, whenever I grew up, we could overlook like all of Greenbrier's Valley. You could see the lights when they were on.
Yeah, that's
Friday
dope, dude.
It's like you could see the Conway water towers in the distance and stuff. Like just a really nice view because it's one of the higher points in Faulkner County along that ridge where the Persimmon Golf Course is, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the area about where I grew up. And so in that nature scene, you know, you just had a different view on things. Animals and snakes and bugs 100%. And stuff. Like we had 100%. Tarantulas come up on the porch and everything. Like, you know how it is growing up in the South. Anyways, Jared's back from this elongated piss session.
Bro, I got to take an elongated piss session. I'm not going to lie.
We'll have a little different sidebar conversation.
Hell yeah, boys.
Hold on. Oh, you're gone?
Yep, he's gone.
Cool.
Right now.
When you get back, I got a little announcement.
Getting a little... Hey, would you mind getting another prime or something for me to drink?
Do you got other primes or
something? They're in the fridge.
Appreciate it. Sorry.
Hey, they're fire though, huh?
Yeah, they're really good. They're little hydration drinks, and I'm not gonna shy away from that. Looks fairly good.
Man, I've enjoyed this podcast.
It's got coconut water, filtered water.
Dude, you know what? I'm not a big coconut water fan, but
it's good for you though.
No, super good.
You should cook with coconut oil.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, you know, being from Arkansas, we like bacon grease.
Yeah. In Colorado, they'll like have coconut water bottles. I couldn't really drink that, but it's so healthy.
Coconut water by itself to me is trash. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna deny that.
So
we were talking about aliens and the pyramids. You want to go back to that? Just you and me? Or do you want to go back to your girl?
In a second.
Talk about your
Oh, my girl. All right, let me ask you something, Patton. Can you see a difference in me since I've been with Savannah?
I've talked about this with my family who's known you for so long. Like literally when I was on a phone call with my dad the other day, I was talking with old Hot Rod. We've had some posts on Facebook together. Me and my dad and Jared at Buffalo Wild Wings having a good time.
His dad's favorite friend, by the way.
Honestly, he talks about you the most out of any of my friends because we've just been such good friends for so long and continuously talked. And I've even talked with your parents, like you've talked with mine.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just crazy, the relationship as far as how close I am with anybody from high school, because I'd be blatantly honest, like, unless I run into somebody that I went to high school with at a Walmart or somewhere at a store or something, like, I just don't talk or
You're not calling them up like, hey, let's kick it or not.
No, yeah, like, hey, I'm about to be leaving and going for a job in Texas, like, hey, can we just hang out, because I want to see you before I go, like, and still hang out on a fairly regular basis since we've ever been around each other.
Right. Well, anyway, that's what we were saying.
Anyway, we were talking about.
You said your family. You talked to your family about it, or what?
Oh yeah, I was talking to my family about it, and they were like, "Oh, I'm definitely glad to see Jared. You know, finding somebody that he actually, I can genuinely tell from what I've told my parents that you genuinely care about her and stuff, and like,
absolutely.
Not on top of that, my own perspective and view of you and her just whenever I've talked with her, when we've hung out, on all these different flow trips and just hanging out here and going to, Conway, get something to eat or whatever. Like, I've just seen her as a way more down to earth person.
Absolutely.
I've seen with you ever since I've known you, really. Like, just from past relationships even for a long
Rick
time.
could probably
since high
even speak
school.
on that.
Thanks, man. And then on top of that, you know, I've seen you just actively and genuinely been a more responsible person, like, in life.
Appreciate that.
And we've had some good talks between all that too.
So I just want to show y'all a little bit of our merch.
Ooh. Can I buy a shirt? You have enough to
Unfold this and show the camera.
Get a drum roll.
Ah!
You ain't got no drum roll, bud?
You on podcast.
Damn, dude, that purple's pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
What's my size?
Large.
Large and medium, large and double.
Well, that fits like a medium.
XL. What size you got?
So I got all the above. My mother started her little t-shirt brand or whatever.
Can I put this on?
Go for it.
Let's do it. Let's rep it for the rest of this video. Go ahead.
Pause it. All right. He said don't pause it. Anyways, my mom has bought a printer, and she could put any emblem you want on there. Check it out right here. You Want Podcast. You holler at me. Holler at me on Facebook. Jared McKenzie.
It's a pretty damn good looking shirt too.
Yeah. So I got another funny one, bro. So Ferb, Austin Ferguson. Austin Ferguson is like one of like fanboy. He's always watching, right? So Ferb told me he would come on here, but he wants another guy he knows from our school to come on, right? So he said, he said Jarrell, all right? So I messaged Jarrell. And so let me just give you all a little perspective about this. The last day, when you're a senior in Greenbrier High School, the last day we do a thing called Lawnmower Day. You can contest.
I can contest. It was a good time.
Basically, we all line up, all our lawnmowers, and we just go around the school, okay? So that being said, Ferb wants to drill on. Well, when I did Lawnmower Day, Jarrell got on top of like the hood of my John Deere. And since he's coming on, I said, Jarrell, I'm going to make a shirt. And you want to show the audiences?
I'm going to put this one on too.
You don't have to put it on. Just show them. Turn it around. And as you can see, go down. That's me and Jarrell right there. Give a round of applause for Jeezy. Anyways, my mom is doing a great job. You need a t-shirt of any kind, my mom can do it. She said she done dropped like 40 G's on it. She's got you.
Yeah, something crazy, dude. She's got the setup, that's for
I will
sure.
tell you that. I've seen it, y'all. This is legitimate.
And we'll be dropping them soon. We took some time off, so yeah.
So what do I owe you for the shirt before I go down to Texas?
Do what?
What do I owe you for the shirt?
Oh, you ain't getting that shirt. That's the first shirt that was made. You ain't getting it, but I can get mom to make you one for sure.
$100 bill for the first shirt. Just so
No, bro, the first shirt's legendary,
Can I get
dude.
it signed?
He
Can I
can't.
get it signed as an extra
I
merch
think you
value?
should frame. I think you should sign the first
Frame
shirt
it and
and
put it on
frame
the
it.
wall
Yeah,
so
and
it
put
can
it on the
hang
wall.
All right. Well,
Just
But
because it's the
I'll
first
get you
shirt.
one made.
first shipment. Let me get some.
Yeah, for sure,
But
sure.
the first shirt's got to go up on the wall.
Absolutely.
Feel honored to be putting this on.
But yeah. Oh, aliens. Oh. One last thing I want to talk about. Colts.
Colts.
Colts quick draw or Colts?
No, Colts.
Oh, Colts.
Yeah. Bro, how did they convince them to be in a cult?
I don't know, dude. It takes a master manipulator.
It happens, though.
It does. It does happen. Happened in Waco, Texas.
Yeah. Waco, Texas is where it's at for some, like... Because that's where the Chainsaw Massacre was at, right?
Yep.
Waco.
And there was also a fucking UFO crash in Waco. And
A huge explosion recently.
And really,
Did you not hear about the huge like explosion at a plant?
no, I didn't.
Oh my gosh! Like
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Hold on, y'all keep going. I want to
About the cult in Waco, the Branch Davidians, as they were called. They had their own compound or whatever, and the ATF raided it and threw some like tear gas inside that caught fire and fucking burned a lot of them alive.
Dude was like a messiah or whatever.
David Koresh.
Anytime anybody got married, they couldn't have sex with their spouse, but he had sex with them and put kids in them.
Can you bleep out somebody's name? Like if I say somebody's name, like to tell a story, can you bleep it out?
No, we're just gonna say no.
It don't matter. Hold on.
I ain't gonna drop that name then.
You might
All right.
speak.
No, I don't want it to pick up on another mic. I don't want to disclose it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you. You'll understand afterwards.
I got you.
Two.
Hmm?
Oh. So what I was talking about though was in Waco.
Hey, you gotta get
that
in
was
the camera,
correlated-
dog.
What I was talking about in Waco that was correlated with all this crazy stuff was the explosion of it was a ammonium nitrate explosion that occurred at a fertilizer company in 2013, and that's a pretty big explosion. I mean, for an entire plant to go up like that.
Isn't that the same shit that went off in Belarus? Like last summer?
Belarus.
It was about. I'm pretty sure it was like a bunch of ammonium nitrate they've been storing fireworks in or something.
'Cause, I mean,
And it made that big-ass bomb go off? Do what?
You think about if it's a fertilizer plant, think about how much is used in metric tons. Because I think about if you've ever put it out on a farm, like you get a huge trailer load that's like 2 tons, sometimes more, depending on the trailer size when you put on the spreaders for like hay fields, different kind of crops and stuff. So
Gotcha.
the explosion of that is pretty large in comparison to just like TNT or something.
Hit what?
That.
This?
Yeah.
It's just Coke.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm out of Captain Morgan. That's just Coke.
No
now.
more liquor. We're just drinking, Primes and Coca-Colas and water, I guess.
We don't have to get drunk to have a good time. We can just
Absolutely.
sit here and have a good time.
We can just talk about things that are realistic and not just he said, she said stuff.
Man, so let me get y'all's opinion on something. It's been a minute since I dropped my podcast. What have y'all? What's y'all's outcome on this?
On what?
Just my podcast.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's been something that's like for the times that we've sat down, even though we haven't like released episodes like with me and you, but the times that we have sat down and recorded them, the ones that we couldn't release, it's always been a blast.
Yeah, I think just doing it is therapy, man.
Yeah, because we can just get on here and talk. People could say whatever they want about it, have their little input. I don't know. It's fun. It's a good time.
Fire.
And it's just something different, dude, to just sit down and fucking
I'm at a point with me, it's like
say whatever you want.
AJ's my dog. We started out together, and I obviously want him to be on here. But it's just like from our first 6 episodes to like then it's Uncle Funk, which was a great one. And I've had some other great ones too, but I don't know, man. I like it, but I like how it's all diverse. Like sometimes I can interview someone. Sometimes we could sit here and talk about all kinds of
Crazy stuff.
what?
Just crazy stuff like we've been doing tonight, just random different stories and stuff.
Yeah.
I've noticed from the first hour to now is a whole transition. You know what I mean?
All just the different wild shit that we've done over the years.
And if anybody didn't know, this was actually going to be called Toxic Therapy at one point.
Yeah.
I remember those stories.
It was going to be me and Brett and Hunter Barden.
Yeah, but with me being recently married and recently having a kid,
I
it's
get
fucking.
it. I get it.
If I had all the spare time to do it,
Bro,
that I
I
didn't
feel
have to
you on
take
that
away
too.
from my family, I would 100% be your co-host, dude. I'd absolutely love it, but
Yeah, me too. You know,
it's just a lot of time away from my family that I don't have.
I feel you, man.
So
But I'm glad to be able to get back in the studio, man. Like,
yeah, and I'm more than happy to come do it anytime you want to have me on. I don't care who it's with. You just holler at me, boy. I will come on.
Bro, that was 100-foot wide crater from that explosion that I was talking about earlier.
Really? Where was it at?
In Waco, Texas.
Bro, send me a link to it.
That's what I was just. It was insane how big that fertilizer. Because fertilizer plants.
Yeah.
Ammonia. Ammonia is what they used in the bombing in Oklahoma City. Was ammonium nitrate, which is
That Timothy McVeigh guy or whatever?
Exactly. Here, I'm sending you this link right now.
Yeah, send me a link to it, bro. I'll definitely check it out later.
Yeah.
Yo. So what's the plan for this weekend, dude? It's been a pretty shitty so far with all this rain, but god damn did we need it.
Yeah.
Everybody's grass has been looking bad. Hell, Bradley ain't even able to go to work.
I have 2 breads.
I'll send you his number. Okay. Anyways, folks.
Oh, you gotta wrap it up now?
Oh, do you want to keep going?
Shit, I wasn't doing anything else, bro.
We ain't gotta take no hard break.
I don't need to. We could take a little piss break and come back. Let's do it, yo.
All right, for the last time, we are back. This is no more breaks, but we want to get into something about Jake Paul. Jake Paul has finally released some video.
Allegedly.
PSA. Allegedly.
Rockman pulling out of the fight, dude.
All right, so y'all ready to give it a listen?
I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it.
I don't
want to
either.
believe
How
it,
we gonna do
dude.
this?
I'll believe it when I see it.
All right. Y'all ready?
I've been looking forward to this fight, dude. I don't want to believe it.
All right, so here we go.
Alrighty, folks, emergency press conference. You may have seen the news. Hasim Rahman Jr. has pulled out of the fight. This is not a joke. I am devastated. I cannot fucking believe this. We just found out this news. And this is just another case of a professional boxer, just like Tommy Fury, being scared to fight me. It's as clear as day that these guys have been so unprofessional to work with, looking for any excuse to suck more money out of this event, to coerce us into doing things. And from the jump, I knew in the bottom of my heart that this guy didn't want to get into the ring with me. It's as clear as day. Here's what happened, long story short. So he signed a contract to fight me at 200 pounds and was going to cut the weight down to 200 pounds. This is not a big cut for him, right? He's a big guy with a ton of weight to lose. So he sent a video into the commission the first time he weighed in at 216 pounds. The commission wanted to track his weight cut to make sure he was doing it in a healthy way. 3 weeks later, the commission asked him for an update on his weight. He sends a video weighing 215 pounds, meaning in 3 weeks, he only lost 1 pound. So the commission was like, hey man, you're not cutting the weight properly. We don't want you to lose it all in the last day. We're gonna have to change this fight to 205 pounds. My team calls me up, they're like, hey man, do you want to change, they want to change the weight to 205 pounds. That's a big difference. You normally fight at 190 pounds. Do you want to do the fight still? I said, no problem. Let's do it. 205 pounds. He already has a weight advantage, height advantage, reach advantage, all of these things, but whatever. I know I can still beat his ass at 205 pounds. And that was that. We move forward. And then today, out of nowhere, his team calls and says, Hasim's not going lower than 215 pounds. If the fight's not at 215 pounds, then we're pulling out. My manager goes, fuck you guys. You're not in control of this. We already agreed to 5 more pounds. He is a big guy. Losing 10 pounds, everyone knows in the sport of boxing that is an easy weight cut. People do that. UFC champions cut 25 pounds overnight to make weight. A 10-pound weight cut for a heavyweight is nothing. This is clearly an excuse. So they say, okay, the fight's not at 215, we're out. The biggest payday of his life times 10, and he's fumbling it. For what? Because he knows he's going to get knocked out by me. The pressure starts to set in, and it's exactly what happens with all of these guys. Same shit with Tommy Fury. I'm sick of it. I'm devastated. I apologize to everyone on the undercard. Amanda Serrano, I know you were working hard. Ashton Silva, I know you were working hard. This is absurd. There's nothing I can do about it. I apologize to the fans, and I'll be back at some point.
I don't think they should cancel the whole fucking card just because that fight's off. I still think they should run the card. Like Amanda Serrano, at least let them make their money. It's not like they have to just completely cut it as a loss.
I think it's the business.
It would seem like a better business move to me for them to at least get the revenue that they could. They're still going to sell a shitload of tickets that are already been sold. Those people are,
Yeah, but
they're not just going to give them up.
They can get them tickets back, though.
Hey, how about
I don't know. I feel like that should
Arkansas
still.
fighter?
Who?
He's talking about Thug Nasty.
Thug Nasty. Yeah.
We'll get to that. But to that,
I'm disappointed.
bro, he was gonna fight at Madison Square Garden.
I'm disappointed.
I can't believe it, man. And for everybody out there that says this is fake or anything about
And Jake was
Paul-
speaking truth, dude. For a heavyweight, losing fucking 15 pounds should not be a problem. That they should be able to do that with 2 days of dehydrating. They could lose 15 pounds and make weight. They do it in the UFC all the fucking time.
So, from what I'm understanding, he wasn't taking it serious.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. He was.
So what
he
it's
had-
we haven't heard his side. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But just from that, it's like he wasn't taking it serious. So, just hearing from his side, was he nervous?
That's what I'm saying. If he wasn't taking it serious, you knew you were going to miss weight. Did you do that on purpose? Because you're fucking worried about getting knocked out by Jake Paul?
And Jake was still down.
Think about how much that would have made Jake's purses continue just to increase if
Oh,
he kept
dude.
winning good
It'd have been
fights.
incredible. If
There's
you'd
a
have beat
Conor McGregor effect of social media, and then him even more so. If he just continues had good fights and kept winning,
Here's the thing about it.
they couldn't let him get that traction.
especially if
he
beat
would have fought that
guy.
boxer.
Think about it.
Yeah.
He would have fought that boxer. And okay, let's just say Jake won. It's probably not going to do crazy numbers, obviously. But it solidifies him in a way. It's like now you can't say he didn't fight a boxer.
The big thing that fight would do for Jake is it would put more eyes on his next fight because more people would be interested. If he went in there and knocked out Hasim,
Yeah.
it would have put more people would tune into his next fight.
Betting on people getting KOs or tap outs and stuff.
Here's the thing. If he goes in there and knocks out Hasim, his next fight, more people are going to view into just because it's Jake Paul and he just knocked somebody out. So they're going to want to see his next fight. And also, whenever they announce that his next fight is Nate fucking Diaz, it's going to be
It's
They're gonna want to
massive.
punch.
it's
and
going to
brawl.
be a fucking gigantic fight, dude. I'm talking about they might do 3 million pay-per-view buys. I think it's going to be that fucking big.
How many pay-per-view buys did Floyd Mayweather and Conor do?
I think they did somewhere around 4. I think.
That big.
I don't know. I could be wrong on that. I think it could have been around 4 for Pacquiao and Mayweather. It could have been around 4.
That was the
million.
biggest one.
Yeah, that's probably the one that was around 4 million that I'm thinking of. But I know McGregor and Mayweather, they definitely did more than 1 million.
Right.
Definitely did over 1 million, probably 2. But I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. Don't fucking
Well,
crucify
either
me.
way, Tommy Fury pulled out twice. Now Hasim pulled out. Here's the thing about it. We don't know that side of the story, but at the end of the day, he knew what he was going to have to do. Okay?
4.3 million domestic pay-per-view buys on the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight. Just as a little stat fact,
They did do 4 million.
at 4.3. So
Fuck yeah.
over
that's
That's a
600
fight, bro.
over $600
Connor
million
and Floyd?
worth of just
Yeah.
pay-per-view prices.
I went to
not
beat-ups for that
including
fight.
Gambling, all kinds of other stuff,
Yeah.
and backside of that.
Bro, me and Maddie went to fucking beat-ups for the Floyd Conor boxing fight.
I think
It
you
was
told me there was
fucking
like
wild.
people out in the parking lot
Yeah,
trying
dude.
to watch it.
Money
were.
was made both ways, gambling, all the above on that fight.
Yeah, they were outside the smoking section. You know how it has like that back wall?
Yeah.
Well, people were outside the back wall, just standing there, like smoking cigarettes, fucking
Watching out
yeah,
the
just
balcony or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were just out standing on the parking lot side, watching the fight.
I don't know,
there were
dude.
so many people. That was a wild night, dude. And I was rooting for Floyd. There was me and another guy at the table across from me, and that motherfucker were going wild. Whenever Floyd started teeing off on him and actually started unloading his offense and fucking started hurting Conor and wearing him out, oh, we were going nuts. It was fucking crazy, dude. Buffalo Wild Wings on a fight night, y'all got it figured out, dude. Y'all get people riled up in there. I don't know what it is.
Just think about if you're betting on that Floyd guarantee win, but then going even more into it, how they have their little side bets and stuff.
Yeah.
What what round they finish in, how it ends, whether it's TKO or like points by decision, like all the above. There's stuff that people are thinking about. Oh, well, there's more big money on the line because it is such a big match too.
Yeah.
What's so interesting about this fight that was going to happen was just that dude's a boxer, you know?
He's a real boxer.
And you know, a lot of, and I'm just going to call it right now. They're going to be like, all right, well, these guys back out. We know some legit professional boxers, probably 27-0 or like 25-3. You should go fight them. But like, dude, no. Jake is 5-0, and he is going out of his way to either fight Tommy, who was 7-0, or Hasim, 12-1. You got to understand, in boxing, if you've been boxing your whole life, okay, there is times in life where there's a special athlete that can just jump into boxing at a certain. Deontay Wilder is one of the biggest ones for it. He didn't start boxing until he was 21. And the only person that could ever beat
crazy,
him,
dude.
the only boxer
And then
that
you got your Tysons.
That's fucking crazy that he
Do
didn't
what?
start boxing until he's 21.
That's what I was saying. Then before 21, you got your proteges, you got your Tysons.
Well, Tyson was I think to this day the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. But what I'm saying, Deontay Wilder again. But the biggest thing that I'm trying to get at is when you have all that experience and you train for years, you get a thing called muscle memory. You know what I mean?
Just like in any sport.
But it just shows
Yeah,
me.
you got to talk into that mic.
And hey, man, and you got to think too, dude. Like Jake has the money and the revenue to have the baddest people out there. Now, obviously, you have to have talent, but you go back and look at Jake. Like he was an athlete. You know what I mean? And he takes it serious.
Dude,
now,
just
these
watching
boxers,
that workout. Just watching that workout video that he released the other day.
Yeah.
That like 30 minutes of Heller one or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was hard fucking core.
Right. But you can have all that money, but if you can't box, like KSI, he could have all the money in the world, but he's not a boxer, bro. Jake is like, I don't know, dude. Jake's not going to be able to beat no Canelo, none like that. But he shouldn't even go and fight. The biggest thing about Jake Paul is he's 5-0, 6-0 or whatever. But he goes hard. But the thing about it is he has such a big fan base and he has all the like publicity. He has all the money to train and do this. The thing about that is he even posted, he was like, man, this is my sixth fight. He was like, any boxers that come in professionally, their first 10 fights are nobodies. Nobody's.
Hell, look at Floyd Mayweather.
Same.
His first 20 fucking fights, you can't name a motherfucking one of them, dude.
And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You're getting experience.
Everybody remembers the big ones.
Yep.
You know, the big ones are unforgettable.
Yeah, but nobody remembers how many fucking trash cans they fought. Like, who they just had no business in the ring with.
And just got their fucking brains rocked.
And I can tell you, these trash cans they were fighting, I swear Tyron Woodley could have knocked them out easily. I believe. Or at least
I still will stand by with the power of how much one of those punches
Dude,
is.
honestly, one of the most thing that's always kind of intrigued me, I wonder what would have happened in that Tyron Woodley rematch if Jake hadn't caught him with that punch and knocked him out. I wonder how it would
Tyron
have
would have
ended.
won.
You think?
Yep.
I don't know. I think Tyron was getting tired. I think he was getting tired, but I think Jake was getting tired too.
I don't know how much MMA fighters definitely do boxing training and all that too.
Yeah.
But you could definitely tell. I mean, he can strike. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's not used to those gloves.
yeah, because
Not used
even
to
when he
put-
got him through the ropes,
It's a different
he
punch.
could have kept going, but he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, dude, Jake has been on his thing. He has the right people around him. He's got enough money to sit there. I mean, you can look at Jake too. He's boxing 3 years now. You
Yeah.
go back and look at Jake, his first fight, bro. He was not ripped or jacked or that like dog. But
It's
the one
obvious.
thing,
It's very obvious that he fucking trains very hard.
yeah, he takes
And he takes it very seriously.
he don't even do his YouTube stuff anymore.
Yep.
Not really.
And the only shit of his I see on YouTube are about fighting. So.
Right. I think, but the thing about it with him that's always going to help him is he has knockout power.
Yeah, that he does.
And I think, honest to God, I think some of these boxers, now that he's getting into that are around like, all right, so like he's 5-0. Hasim is 12-1, right? They're like, man, I've been doing this my whole life. But what if I get caught with that hook?
Right.
My career's over. So even if they think they could beat Jake Paul, they're like, I think in the back of their head, they're like, but if I don't and I get clipped and I go to sleep, my career is over. I'm not saying that's necessarily what it's going to be, but I'm telling you right now, if Jake Paul knocks out a guy that's supposed to be a professional prodigy fighter, how would you feel? I mean, answer me that.
Sometimes you gotta take one and just let it roll off your back and go and keep going. Though depends
Well,
on how
see,
much involved
all right.
and how many wins and like how long they've been in the league and stuff too.
All right, but
I
listen.
don't know. As an athlete
it-
myself,
If Jake would have knocked out Hasim, right? I'm pretty sure he's never get respected as
No.
a boxer again.
Because in boxing, the way they do their fucking divisions and their championships,
but he was in the ring with Floyd.
You have to be-
gotta also give
No,
him some-
no,
You have to-
Logan.
to go out there and get title fights, you got to be fucking 30-0, 35-0 and shit.
Oh, in boxing?
And yeah, one loss in boxing and your whole fucking career can go right down the drain, and you can be easily forgot about just as anybody remembered you were coming up.
There's certain speculations on that. Like, for instance, Deontay Wilder could come back, still be the man. You know what I mean? Because Tyson, nobody's gonna beat him. I mean, Canelo,
There are exceptions.
Canelo as a baby, young baby.
There's exceptions.
He got work.
There's exceptions like Ryan Garcia. If Ryan Garcia lost his next fight,
It's over.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it might not be over, but he ain't gonna be talked about in there with Gervonta Davis.
He could possibly.
Haney's.
He would actually have a chance of making a comeback, like for his career, because he could rematch Gervonta and beat him. Blah 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 blah. But as just like you're saying, you're fighting for a number one contender spot to fight for the title next. If you lose that fight, you're never getting talked about again.
Depends. In what way?
In a way that, like, so you have a guy that nobody knows. He's not like a big star or whatever, but he's like 35-0, been knocking everybody out, and he fights someone that's like, he fights a fucking
level fighter.
He fights Andy Ruiz.
Okay.
Right? Andrew Ruiz, he's a high level fucking heavyweight, but he's not tip top. He's not Usyk. He's not AJ. Yeah, he's respectable. He goes up, he fights Andy Ruiz, he loses to Andy Ruiz. Nobody's ever hearing about that guy's name again, just because he lost to Andy Ruiz.
To who?
That's what I'm saying. If it's somebody that's a no-name heavyweight and they just go up and take a shot because they're 35, 36-0, haven't lost, but they've been fighting trash cans the whole time. They go up, he fights Andy Ruiz, he's not in the talk right now to fight for a heavyweight championship, but he's right there. He could come back and fight the loser of fucking Joshua, AJ, or whatever, and somehow beat him, and then he'd be back there again. So before that, right now when he's gatekeeping, if he fights this low-level guy that's got like 35 fights that he hasn't lost, but he hasn't fought nobody, and Ruiz beats that guy, and they're just going to think, oh, you've been fighting trash cans your whole career. You're nothing. You got one loss. You're done. Nobody's ever going to hear about that guy again. You have to. The only way in boxing.
Seriously, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but you're saying like, if there was a guy who was coming up and you feel like he has only fought trash cans, but he's ran through all of them. He fights Andy Ruiz and he gets his shit rocked.
Yeah.
That dude's never talked about again.
Never.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, when Ruiz beat AJ, but then AJ came back and knocked him out.
Yeah.
I still got respect for Reese.
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is we're already talking about these high-level guys. We already respect them. That's like Wilder. That's why whenever he lost, people still talk about him because he's already beaten some of the best people in the world.
He just couldn't beat Tyson.
Right. He just couldn't beat that one guy. He lost to, like, the tip top. So that loss doesn't hurt, like, Wilder's whole career because now he has these fights that he could fight AJ, he could fight Usyk. So his career's not over. But if it
on
was
on top of that too, though, even besides the second fight in that trilogy, bro, Tyson the first time I got knocked out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that third fight, they went to war, man.
Yeah, the third fight was the best.
Bro,
Definitely the best.
Tyson literally said, he was like, Wilder dropped me 4, I dropped him 5. And you see Tyson, his like eye is all like he knows it was not no easy win.
That was a brutal fight.
That was, bro, that's the best fight I've seen in the last year.
I'd have to agree. Boxing wise, yes. I guess the point I was trying to make is that in boxing, if you're a nobody and you lose a fight, your career's fucked. The only way that you can lose a fight,
UFC.
the only way that you can lose a fight, that's what I'm saying. Like my issue with boxing. The only way if you lose a fight and you're a big star, you've been a champion and you've like ran the division a little bit, you can lose a fight and still come back. But if you haven't made it to the very tip top, you drop one on the way just because you had a bad night, you're fucked.
Right.
You're done, and you're never gonna make it.
People like Mike Tyson who knocked out of people and still lose a few fights, honestly.
Right, because Tyson was a star. Because he was a superstar.
Because he was a knockout star, which is what people want to see.
Right, that's what you're proving my point for me.
Yeah, no, I think he was agreeing with you what you're saying.
Yeah, like
that's
the big stars, they can lose a fight because everybody wants to see them fight again.
Because they want to watch the carnage knockouts that they give.
That doesn't.
So basically,
that's my biggest problem with boxing is because you don't get that as much. But like with the UFC, you'll have these dudes that are like, oh, dude, that guy's just a bad motherfucker. He dropped one and he lost like blah 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 blah.
I mean, for instance, Ngannou had like 3 losses.
Yeah,
and he's the baddest dude on the planet.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, but to what you're saying, that I think I'm trying to get at is like, for instance, when you watch that last Tank fight, right?
Yeah.
When he fought Rolly. The guy he was fighting and he like ran into his like punch and he knocked him out. Rolly? Romero? Yeah. Okay. He ain't really fought nobody, but everybody he fought, hey, I'm not done with mine.
No, you're supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just drink it down a little bit.
So we'll talk about this. So Rolly, he was like 12-0, but like dude's a pretty good boxer, right?
Yeah.
But he ain't really, by the time he fought Tank, it was his first like big shot, and he got knocked out. That guy right there, he's not gonna be a main event. Is what I'm trying to get at. Unless he goes years of being good, because I mean, there's some like Dillian White, he got knocked out by AJ, but it took him years later.
And it's happening again right now with Triple G and Canelo again.
Yeah.
Because last time Canelo dominated Triple G, and nobody's heard about Triple G, but in the silent, Triple G's been winning, and now his name's popping back up.
Right.
But if he hadn't been Triple G, whenever he fought Canelo the first time, if he was just a nobody that was coming up,
right,
it wouldn't matter how many fights he won after that.
Right.
The only reason that he's getting a rematch now is because he had a name at the time,
and people want to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, because he had the name. That's what I'm saying.
Like
that's
when Canelo.
That's my only problem with boxing is it's all about.
I agree.
They don't. If they had like an official ranking system that was like.
I mean, they do, but it's not like UFC.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the UFC's like format.
And the cool thing about, all right, so for instance, Tyson, I don't know if he actually retired, but I haven't heard him actually like, because he has to strip his belts like into retire. They're his, but I ain't heard him like retire.
Vacate. Yeah.
But so let's just say he hasn't. Okay, so he has the world like belt in like 2 different ones. You know, there's like 5 or 6 different belts.
Yeah.
And then you got Usyk.
That's another problem.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. But then you got Usyk, who's also undefeated, heavyweight. But in UFC, you have one heavyweight.
It's just because it's one promotion, like the UFC.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's because they built it off one promotion to take the absolute best of the best. So they like.
But y'all have overseas all in that.
Right.
Like AJ, he ain't gonna be on Showtime.
Right.
Unless it comes to America. You know what I mean? You got like Showtime. What is it? DAZN. What was that one called? The Zone. Whatever the one they did when Tyson fought at Wembley.
I don't remember. I don't know. What that
I don't know,
was.
but point is they all try to have like the foreign all in one promotion.
Yeah.
And boxing, but boxing is way huger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know UFC's
worldwide.
on it, but I mean it's just the most traditional sport in fighting that, you know. But I agree. I wish they would do that. And I cannot wait to see AJ and Usyk.
Dude, do you think somebody's going to step in for this Jake Paul fight?
No, they just said they canceled it.
So it's like officially off.
Yeah, it's out.
The whole card, dude.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's all those people, all the people that, like Amanda Serrano, she's not going to get her purse now. So that means she's spent all her money training, like doing her training camp, having to pay her managers and coaches and shit.
Yeah.
And now she's not going to get paid at all for the fight. So it's just coming straight out of her pocket.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about in the
That's what I was saying.
in the statement. They were like, all these fighters have been training hard. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now,
That's what I'm saying. I would like.
and that's not something you can just come back and be like, all right, next month we're gonna fight. No, you're gonna have to book it again. Or,
They're going to have to fucking take their time to recover their body. It's not like they can just step in and say, hey, we can do it this week.
Jake Paul's gonna get a lot of blame for this, even though he shouldn't.
No, definitely not.
But it's gonna happen though.
I should have listened to Chael. Chael said it wasn't going to happen.
Do what?
Louisville, Kentucky is where this comes from.
That's where my brother's at. But yeah, I'm telling you, out of all the fights I want to see just in boxing, is I would love to see Deontay Wilder come back. I want to see him be a champ again, man.
I think he will be a champ again. I think if Tyson doesn't come back, I think Deontay's going to run it for a minute.
B12, that's what gives you the energy boost whenever you drink a whole bunch of these.
No, I drink them a lot, man.
That's what I'm saying. Vitamin B12 is crucial for like energy bursts.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think Deontay Wilder knocks out anybody besides Tyson Fury. And he about knocked him out a couple times.
Especially in that first fight, dude. That 12th round.
Even the third fight.
That 12th round bomb, dude. Just put Fury to sleep. And Fury somehow fucking got back up. That was that's one of the craziest knockdowns I've ever seen.
That's tequila.
It's a little mix of Malibu,
I kind of tasted a little Malibu in it.
Malibu, tequila, and Little Prime.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude, I hate that it happened. Me and you have been talking about this fight for a minute.
I know, dude. We've been fucking pumped up for it, too.
He gonna come back.
I know. I just want to see Jake
It's either
fight.
gonna be Nate. I don't know, because I feel like
at this point, he might as well. Jake
Anderson Silva.
And if Anderson could step in on, well, no, if they already canceled it.
No. But I'm saying because I don't. All right, so Francis Ngannou, right? He got his last fight done. I don't he can't technically be released until a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't know what Nate Diaz is gonna be. So I would just say, you know what? Fuck it, Jake. People want to say you don't want to fight a real boxer. Anderson Silva does box, and why not?
And
You can say
Anderson
these
Silva's been
boxers
winning.
were scared,
Anderson Silva's been winning.
he's good.
He just beat Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.
Yeah,
Just beat him.
and that other guy too.
Yeah. He just beat another boxer.
So yeah, I don't know, dude.
But here's the thing. Anderson Silva is a lot tougher fight for Jake than Nate is. Nate is a much easier fight for Jake.
no, that's the money fight.
It's a much easier fight, too.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's the money fight.
Yeah. So why would he take such a big risk fighting Anderson, a fight that he has a very high chance of losing? Why would he risk that when all he has to do is wait for September to roll around? Nate gets released from his UFC contract, then they can book that fight.
I kind of thought the same thing when
They
he was
booked
going
that
up
fight.
against Asim, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Asim fight would have been perfect because it would be him fighting a month before Nate did, so he would have plenty of time to recover. He would come back, probably go on vacation for a little bit because Nate's going to need time to recover because he's going to get fucked up bad. And I thought it was going to be like spring next year or early, like maybe even December, January, that him and Jake would throw down. So if he fought Anderson right now and took that chance of losing, that fucking completely shoots down the Nate fight.
Yep.
Like viewership wise.
Yeah. All right, y'all conversate between yourselves. I gotta make a little pausing for dramatic effect. I gotta piss.
Yeah, dude.
All right, y'all stop next.
What about you, Patton?
I was honestly going to see if you wanted to talk about, if you like Arkansas football, the recruits that we got coming in.
Dude, to be honest,
transfers and freshmen.
I love Arkansas
and
football, but I really haven't been keeping up with that much of it, like of who we've been getting recruiting wise and whatnot. I won't start really paying attention until like the last couple weeks before the season starts. That's when I'll do all my catch up research, see who we got, see what they're gonna bring to the table.
Top transfer portal recruits that we had. Okay. So.
Also heard we lost a couple guys to LSU.
Wouldn't doubt it. We got Drew Sanders, a linebacker from Alabama, coming to Arkansas. It's pretty good pickup for us.
Honestly,
Because even if you're like second or third string at Alabama, you're still probably a first string level quality player at Arkansas. Just
Yeah.
in my defensive view of how we've been.
dude, I've heard about a bunch of fucking players exodusing out of Alabama.
Okay, we got an OU transfer, wide receiver, Jason Hasselwood. He's a 4-star. Eligible immediately.
Hell yeah. We're going to need somebody to replace fucking Traylon Burks.
Already know. That's why I was looking.
Dude, apparently Traylon
me
Burks
tell
has
you-
been lighting it up in Tennessee.
Let me tell you.
And their
this
training
dude's-
camps.
Kicks.
The like Mike's, dude.
this
Them,
dude's-
hey, look at those kicks, bro. They are slick.
This player
Them
we got,
shits are slick.
This player we got, 6'3" wide receiver. He's from Georgia, and he
Hey, have you seen?
transferred from OU. So, he was a highly recruited player, went to OU, and now realized Arkansas is going to have really good, based off the other recruits we've also had.
I think we're going to impress a lot of people this year. I think we're still going to lose the big games, but I feel like there's going to be some game. I think we might pull through one or two of them to surprise people. But I think it's going to be about our average Hogs year. Hey, have you seen the shit of the videos of Traylon Burks at Tennessee? Dude, he's been lighting it up in the training camp. He's been fucking showing out, making Arkansas look good.
Sorry.
I don't know what
Had to
catches.
text the old lady. All right, bro. So let me ask you something.
Ask away.
So you watch podcasts?
Yes. I haven't been as much lately just because nothing on the internet's been interesting me.
Who's the best podcast right now?
All right. Cam Bright, linebacker from Pittsburgh, one of our top recruits. A defensive tackle from Missouri. Deion Smith, a wide receiver from LSU that we got. I heard you said we had lost him.
Yeah.
But I
Who was
think
it?
we got him. Deion Smith. I don't know if that's confirmed. I just was looking at something where I was looking at the top recruits that we had in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And a defensive end from TCU. Last name Mathis.
Okay.
I don't know. We were just trying to talk about Arkansas football this year and talking about our top transfer portals, and I was going to see if you had football, let's do a little segment on this because this is something that I really want to talk with you about before I move to Texas, because this might be my last time to kind of Arkansas fan geek out a little bit when I'm down around all them.
Dude, you'd be surprised how many Arkansas how many Texas people are Arkansas fans.
That's true, but when you're in bar where it's like an all Aggie situation or all
being around Dallas,
and
you're not gonna have none of that. It's gonna be hardcore Texas, buddy.
Cowboys for sure.
Obviously,
not really on the Houston side of Texas, so
no, only Houston people are on the Houston side, dude.
He's always told me that.
Where were you in Texas? Do you mind me asking?
Around Tyler.
Tyler.
It's in East Texas. It's about 2 hours from Dallas, 2 hours east. It's probably about a 5.5 hour drive from here.
Unnecessary. Man, I'm glad that all of us could come together and do this podcast. We've been hurting a little bit.
So, Jared, who all were we talking about going to the Arkansas-Cincinnati game? Me, you, Corey, AJ,
Bradley. But
okay.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
So, how long were you in Tyler? Because I'm going to be living in Prosper, which is like just north of Dallas, like pretty much a junior.
I don't know. That's where I grew up, like as a kid.
Okay. For how long? Like, I'm just curious. Someone who moved around and like seeing you now in Arkansas and stuff. Maybe back here.
I don't know. I moved up here when I was like
to Greenbrier or like Arkansas area.
Yeah, to like B Branch, Damascus.
Okay.
And like, I was probably like, the first time I was like 7 is whenever my mom tried to kill my dad.
Do you remember like specifically being in
first grade?
So first grade, you remember moving from Texas, but like having childhood memories before school started, and then even like when school started, like then to moving and having childhood memories as friends and school stuff in Arkansas, I guess. What you're saying, like pretty young age.
Yeah, are you asking if I had childhood memories?
No, so I'm saying, like, do you remember some different in Texas versus what, in...
Yeah, a whole lot.
Okay.
But it's not that... It's just because the type of neighborhood I lived in Texas, I had fucking neighbors all around, and all the kids were the same age, so, like, everybody would get off the bus after school, and we'd do homework real quick. Like, everybody would do their chores, and then we'd all go fucking just play out in the neighborhood. And run around, go to so-and-so's house, play in their backyard, blah, blah, blah.
Back when it was safe for our generations to actually play out and parents not have to worry
about
stuff.
Absolutely.
But
just sad.
Whenever I moved to Arkansas, like, it was completely different. Our closest neighbor was a fucking mile away. So it wasn't like that at all. It was weird.
Real weird.
Yeah.
Man,
so
man.
You lived on, like, the outskirts of Tyler, not, like, really in the city of Tyler, I guess, what you mean.
No, I lived in a town called Longview. It's not, like, directly next to Tyler, but it's within, like, 15, 20 miles.
Pretty lit.
Yeah, Longview's pretty fucking big, too. It's probably,
I
like...
skated on a skate park out there.
Longview's probably, like, the size of Little Rock.
I went to... what's our cousin's name is gay?
Cole?
No. Jill's kid.
Jacob.
Dude,
I didn't know he was gay for a long time. I didn't know he was gay until like 2 years ago.
I just thought he was feminine, but it wouldn't have surprised me. But
same.
I went down to when Grandpa and Uncle Dwight lived by each other, and I went to this church. It was like a New Life church, but a little bit more extreme. Like they had like the legit arcade. Like they literally, like, the youth pastor was up there, and he had 15 minutes to preach. And then the rest of the 45 minutes.
Just playing around doing stuff.
Yeah.
Games and stuff.
Well, I guess that's cool.
What was the age group for that, though? Because I feel like it's different. Because in my mindset, if you got kids in school 8 hours a day, you have them, like, what, on Wednesday night a week, right? One night a week there. They're not going to have the attention span after doing an 8-hour day of school. Maybe sports and stuff if they do that. Like... I feel like they could have the attention span for like a 15, 20-minute max of something serious, and then they need to be doing something else, interacting with kids their age, building social skills, playing, just like, doing regular kind of stuff. Would you not agree with that, though? Because think about you and me. Like, I know you and me had pretty much ADD mindsets growing up as kids, and so, like, our attention span, and if they tried to delve into anything for, like, hour and a half long, kind of, doing a big group message and then, like, individual for, like, a long, long time, we would just...
Well, I got this thing, too. Like, I remember us being in high school. You went to Spring Hill.
Class and stuff?
Well, I just mean church-wise. You went to Spring Hill, and I went to Emmanuel. And I just remember, like, hearing about kids that were going to New Life. And forgive me for this, because I grew up in it. But at a certain point, I'm like, man, they're not going there for God or blah, 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 blah. They're going there for pizza, Club Jesus, yada, yada, yada. It's kind of like this church, but it's like, at the same time, the way I look at it, it's like, they're still going to church. Yeah. They might not be living the lifestyle they're supposed to, but they're being around folks that are going to, try to put you on the right track. I think that, like, especially, like, after you move out of your parents' house and all that, for me, I stopped going to church. Even if a person, like, doesn't go to church or what all the... You don't expect them to go to church, but they still go to church. You're like, okay, this dude's reckless. But at the same time, he's showing an effort that, all right, I might not be the best. I might not live exactly how I'm supposed to, but I'm showing up for the Lord. To me, that's a work, and it's a form of worship. So would you rather that person just not go to church and not be like that, or just be like, don't go to church?
You want to know my honest opinion about that?
Go for it.
So, I don't know y'all's upbringing of, like, I know there's lots of different types of denominations. Like, that's just a huge thing, and as far as Christianity goes. Yeah. And on top of that, you have things that are more taboo within each one of those kind of sects, because SECTS, as far as, you got Baptist, and within Baptist you have missionary, and you have Southern Baptist, and, like, a lot of that stems from money and how they fund things. And then you have, Church of Christ, and differences in doctrine beliefs between each of these sects a lot of times, and Presbyterian, you have all kinds
different denominations.
Yeah. And essentially a big part of a lot of these that are very split and far apart in beliefs is due to long years ago of what was kind of filtered down as acceptable and taboo and not. In my mind, of just hundreds of years of the difference, right? Because it wasn't long ago that the split from the Catholic Church happened for all these kind of sub-different versions of Christianity. And a lot of the newer stuff, I would agree, that's been coming out has been more of a people pleaser. It's not a lot of
feel good.
A lot of
feel
us,
good. Feel good.
A feel good, kind of welcoming environment versus in my mind, just a kind of growing up in the Bible Belt, a Christian aspect of you teach, you don't harbor on and, like, make it like the end all be all of the Old Testament. You acknowledge it and teach it, and there's stories from it that are applicable to life just because it's still, got valid, even 2,000-year-old stories of how to perceive dealing with life and problems and, unexpected, unexplainable kind of life events. You got stories of Job, and stuff like that. And then having that New Testament belief that we have that differs a lot of basing it on what's written and read versus what the Catholic Church has kind of taken and perversed of what I think the true teachings were, which is kind of what the Martin notes were that he stapled on the doors. If you know what I'm talking about, history-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to speak on this to go on what you were saying. Before there was these denominations: Baptist, Lutheran, Church of Christ, Pentecostal, all of them. You know, it all branched off of Catholicism.
But isn't that applicable to all other religions too? Where you have extremists of Christianity, even into some of the cult situations we were talking about.
Can you dumb that down for me a little bit?
So, like, you have extremists of people who genuinely try and convince people that they are the second, coming to Christ and stuff, and that's the basis of their cult, and allow them to do the atrocities of Waco and stuff, and people who do the mass murders.
What denomination does that?
Huh?
What denomination does that?
A cult-based denomination where this person genuinely makes all these people brainwashed to believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they try and use Christianity as the basis of.
But I'm saying
by perverting the word into what they want all these people to believe and think about them. Because all of them tend to be married with multiple wives and sometimes children, young women in marriages and stuff, and expected to have kids and stuff with the leader of, basically, in my mind, what you and I would probably perceive cults are and start around.
Yeah.
Do you know what a cult is?
Depending on what eras. You talking about 60s cults? Talking about
what
new
the
cults?
actual definition of a cult is?
Well, do you want to define it, or you want me
I
to?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Unless
it's
you
your
know
show.
what it is.
No, go ahead. Go.
All right, so a cult. Okay, for instance, there could be like certain denominations. Okay, you'd be like, man, that church seems kind of culty. But what actually a definition of a cult is whenever someone will what was the name of the dude for the Waco?
David Koresh.
All right, David Koresh. Or we can even go to Mormonism. What was his name? Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith. I would agree.
That guy's a lying piece of shit, dude. Fuck Joseph Smith. Sorry,
listen,
Mormons. Fuck y'all.
I'm just saying Mormonism, to a lot of other forms of Christianity and Catholicism and other religions, can definitely identify as us in a common sense terms of that is a cult because it is a one person finding what in all of our minds is just kind of an unrealistic thing, and the way it all was transcribed and everything. If you know the story of Joseph Smith, shout out to South Park giving an explanation.
I was about to say, I watched that South Park episode.
Literally, they give an explanation in a
pretty good one,
a comedic way that also explains all the faults and stuff, and gives a little dumb, kind of humor aspect to it. They do that
South
with
Park.
They do that with
almost
satire.
Huh? They're the kings of satire.
They are, and that's why they're not canceled and won't be. Is
Ever.
Because
they make fun of everybody,
and that's why you have to be able to make fun of everybody, because it all stems to comedy, and that's why people who get offended to a lot of these things that are posted and get gaslighting people over and just upset. Bro, at the end of the day, it's just comedy. Yep. It's a joke.
But
you got to be able to laugh at it. Otherwise, that's humanity. You got to be able to accept all our faults, even the dumbest ones.
But to get back to what you were talking about, with the cult thing, okay? So Mormonism is not even in there. But just like the Waco, right?
Yeah, David Koresh.
Okay, David Koresh, right? Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear David Koresh.
So basically,
I want to hear your definition of cult.
Huh?
So David Koresh was the leader of that cult.
Okay, yeah.
What was your
before he
definition
died?
of cult?
So basically, what a cult is, all right, is basically a guy that is like a messiah or whatever, and he's teaching, but he's still alive. Okay. So for instance, Mormonism, what was his name? Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith.
He's dead now. Okay.
Right.
So a cult is technically, like, Mormonism would not be a cult. Basically, what a cult is whatever that savior is, or the person that's the lead of that cult, is still living.
Okay.
That is a definition of a cult.
So you're saying the same thing about Christianity, and he was alive. But what I'm saying about Joseph Smith, as far as even evidence that ties in with history, with Romans, documented history, and what all happened and the miracles and stuff, and like the way the Sadducees and everybody came after him and stuff, versus Joseph Smith's
it would have
Do
been
you
a
know
cult.
the
It would have
stories
been a
of
cult.
his miracles?
Yeah.
I mean,
He had the
that-
tablets.
like I
He
said,
put
they were
the he
expla-
put
He
the
had
fucking
the tablets.
tablets in the hat.
At
and-
that
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
at that time, it would have been a cult.
at that time and now and in all of history, I feel like any kind of designated church would realize that as heretics and a cult and a distortion of, the Bible, basically.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
That's just
though,
my opinion, especially when you add into the polygamy and stuff now versus sanctity of marriage.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all
Very good
something.
point.
So y'all both have a good idea about the Bible, okay?
Yeah.
Correct. Let me ask you something. I don't even give a fuck if I get canceled. I just have a question.